Yeah.
And we're back. We're back.
Oh god, no.
So, Keth, you went to Skewer Dragon. I'm gonna say that you would arrive after you take a look. He was already inside, and you wait outside. Wait,
Is this dangerous? Anonymous?
this is the dog also. So you
Yes.
are.
Is a friendly dwarf in the corner of the
Yep,
room?
yep. He's still there. Still playing cards with.
Still around with other people. Okay, I'll walk towards that corner, stand sort of close to where he is, and I'll wonder aloud.
Mhm.
Hey, Salamel, can we have a private wager, please?
Hey, there you are.
Here I am.
He does this, and everyone just leaves. Sit down.
Got seats?
Now, I don't like being asked for something, and then giving something to someone, and then that someone not doing their part.
What are you talking about?
I sent you to Stormcastle House.
Well,
Kravik said you were never there
when did Carver tell you that?
a couple of days ago.
Well, it turns out I was there this very morning. Actually, no, that was yesterday, sorry.
Ah.
No, sorry, yesterday.
Took your sweet time.
Well, I know the ways of my people. I know how to make myself an asset. So, that requires time.
Okay.
I'm afraid I got some bad news.
Bad news.
Yeah. Stormcastle has some bad news from Kravert. Gave me some notes as well. I'll take the notes. These are meant for Kravert. I thought I was going to find him, so I went. Don't know how much you know about this. I don't know how much I can tell you, but listen. There is a watch post of Bregan Earth near Grolhan's Manor. I went there because I thought that's where I'd find Kravit. What I found was a murder fest.
Murder. Make a deception. Well,
Murder fest. What I found was murder fest.
20, not that.
describe this murder fest.
Well, 5 drows.
Who was the murderer and the murdee?
Well, I don't know who the murderer is, but I suspect it might be the Zendrains. You see, Stonecastle told me that shit's about to go down, and he thinks it's about to happen at the Greyhounds. That's why I want to warn them. In one of these messages, I mean, the cipher is pretty easy. In one of these messages, it says there's a watchpost right in front of the Greyhounds. So that's why I went there to find Krebek.
You're saying Felred is dead.
I don't know who Felrect is, but everyone in that house is dead. There's 5 of them. One of them.
Do you see a drow with like short hair?
Yeah.
Any
Yeah.
particular weapons he was maybe still?
Didn't find any weapons. They must have taken them, whoever killed them.
Oh fuck, it's gonna be pissed.
You don't have like a gun on the hole. In your clothes or anything, do you?
You gotta pass the message on to Krebek. Something's gonna happen tonight there, and whoever was watching out for what's gonna happen is dead. I think it's the
Yeah, you
Centrals.
are coming with me. I'm not doing this alone. You are the fucking bearer of dire news.
I'm not the bearer of no good.
Yes, you are now. I'm upgrading you to bearer of dire news. I'm not doing this on my own.
Listen,
You come with me
where are we going?
to meet him.
Where are we meeting him?
We gotta go on a boat.
Boat trip.
Yeah, we're gonna go on a boat.
Is that one of the boats that is moored at the dockyards, or is it the one that is further out in the sea?
Gotta go to the bay, further out.
All right.
Come with me.
So I'm outside, but I'm
Yeah.
like occasionally just trying to kind of keep a look through.
Yeah, yeah. You can tell that. I mean, just by the expression, Solomon seems to be upset or rattled or not happy at this moment in time.
But as I see them like get up,
Yeah.
I'm gonna sort of move away from the entrance and try and get around the corner.
Yeah. Stealth.
19.
Okay. You kind of like sneak behind a couple of crates. You walk out. Kind of like put his hood down.
We're in space now. We don't have much time.
All right.
Use a
Lead away.
Sam.
Oh, fuck's sake. Everything's kicking off. Motherfucker.
My fucking fault.
And it starts leading you towards
You gotta watch your tongue, Burf.
to the sea maid as well.
You motherfucker! You bring me this fucking news and now I have to bring the news there. Don't like this. I'd rather not know.
Well, it's not my fucking fault. I'm bringing you the news. News is fucking. I'm making you an ass, you idiot. I'm giving you information.
Oh, we'll see how much of an asset when we're all both fucking skewered on top of fucking Saintmast.
Why are we gonna be scared? We're giving them
Because we're
information.
telling him Farrak died!
Well, it's not my fucking fault.
I know! Do you think he cares?
Oh, it's not my problem.
I'll try and follow stealthily, which should be easy because
Yes. Okay.
do I need to roll stealth.
No,
Or is
it's
that
fine.
enough?
It's
Okay.
fine. So you're going to basically towards the area of the sea maid as well. We'll get there in a second. We'll get back there in a second.
Honestly,
So who's the new character?
it's fucking retarded. It really pisses me off.
Just
The-
say that.
Yeah.
If you're a moron, you shouldn't be in charge of an organization.
Get home.
So, get back to the tavern, obviously, there's no one around. Turn back into normal again, not Spigen or Spyborn. Do we have like stuff to write a note on around? No,
Do you have stuff to write?
not
down?
really. I was wondering if anyone left anything in the bar. The living notes. We should definitely get that. I'd shout out, hello, are there kids around at all, or are they...
The kids are there.
They're on an errand going to the south thingy to get my.
Oh no! They were on an errand. They're not there.
That thingy would probably have some paper for all his alchemy business.
Is Elgin downstairs?
Yeah, Elgin is the only one in the manor.
Elgin?
I hate that guy.
Hey,
Yeah, I'm just gonna.
What's
do-
up?
Yeah, I'm just gonna go round the shops around here. If anyone comes back, just tell them I'll be back in like 20 minutes or something.
sure. Anything else?
That's it.
Okay.
Gonna go out. So I can't remember the name. Is it the bent nail that I got?
The bent nail is the carpenter, I believe.
He's the guy who's making my shield, yeah.
Yes.
What's his name again? Because I forgot what it is.
1 second.
It's super fancy.
The bent nail is
Tassel and-
wood carver or carpenter. Is Tally Felbranch. Is the
It's Melanor's brother.
Yeah, Melon's brother. Yeah.
Melon's brother, yeah. Dark copper skin, straight brown hair, brown eyes.
Cool. I'm gonna pop in to say hello.
Yes, you see him there working,
Hi.
carving a little figurine.
How's the shield going today?
Oh, I'll have it finished very soon.
Alright, great. I've got the rest of the money I owe you.
Oh, that's wonderful.
If we want it now.
No, you can give it to me on pickup,
Okay.
on collection.
Okay. Great. Well, that's all. I just came to check we're on for the same date. No problems with anything, or yeah. Can I take a look at it as it's going, or?
Yeah, sure. And he kind kind of like pulls a piece of cloth back, and there you see a half finish. It still needs like polishing and adding some like little nice carving details on one side, but it's looking good.
Alright, cool. And I'm just going to pop to the... What's it called? I've written this down already. The Cordelan's Crown, is it? With the greenhouse place where Fala...
Yes, with Fala Lefalier is the wood elf druid.
Yeah. Just pop
Fly
in,
olive skin, long braiding.
pop in to say
Braiding
hello.
hair. Yep.
Hi,
Hello.
sorry to bother you.
Yes.
I saw you probably saw the big accident the other day outside.
Oh yeah, that was terrible. So many people died.
Yeah. I've been trying to. So we've sort of working to try and help the city with preventing more attacks in this area.
Oh, if you're involved in some kind of local watch effort, like citizen watch, or
Kind of, yeah, something like that.
okay,
Um,
that's good to know.
but I was thinking I could probably do with helping out my sort of colleagues. Now I've come across some of these potions. I'll share that healing potion. I thought it might be a good idea. Well, I've got a bit of spare time. Maybe I could make some more, but I don't really have a lot of supplies. But I noticed you have quite a greenhouse selection upstairs.
I do have a greenhouse. Yes. You want to buy supplies to make a potion?
If you would be willing to part with some, yeah.
Sure, I can. I can. I mean, for healing potions like that. Give me 1 second, because I'm going to tell you.
Free supplies for a good cause.
There's 3 things.
Give him a run. Give him a run.
I'll tell you exactly is,
gonna turn into a
where
cat.
is it? Where is it? How to make items? Because there is a specific. Damn. There we go. There's a specific like cost. So. Okay, so they can sell you basically the cost that if you would buy it of healing potion is 50 dragons. They can sell you ingredients to make them for half that quantity
So 25 for.
per potion.
I thought healing potions were 25 anyway.
No, they're 50.
Have you got any? I have no kind of like what general bits would go into it. I assume for like a basic level.
Sorry.
I would know the general kind of ingredients. I'm assuming for like a. Basic level.
Yes, but it would take a long time to gather because you need to go outside the city and. You mean to gather them yourself or?
So just like what plants and things like that would be required.
Yes, I mean, but that's the thing. So normally the cost to craft the item
Yeah.
is it includes everything. It abstracts away gathering the components or buying them or whatever. So I'm just like simplifying it for you. Fala, they have a greenhouse and they can sell you everything you need for 25 a potion.
It's the Winter Garden store.
Winter Gardens might have something. Not everything because this is more herbs. It's not alchemy.
You don't get a discount? Family discount?
Don't know about much.
I mean, me, yeah. Just go in. Didn't you try and get bottles once and...
Maybe you could do me a bit of a deal. I've only got about 10 gold on me at the moment. For now, and then, you know, return the favour later of something that you might need. Obviously, we're trying to help the area and protect it, and as part of that, I'm sure you don't want people getting blown up in the streets and Can't be good for business.
Make a
Oh, intimidation.
make a persuasion check. Oh yeah, that's almost intimidation.
It wasn't really.
Be a shame.
Trying to start a racket.
Yeah.
More necklace of fireballs would you
22 persuasion.
Half intimidation. They got. Can you give me 15 dragons?
Like,
You say yes. Then you will lie. You have more money.
Yeah. Okay, as you're going through that, are you? Do you want to do more business, or will this be the last bit?
that was pretty much. I was going to go back and make the potion then, so that's
Okay.
15.
Oh, so you have a lot more.
And
Okay. So
And bored.
Genhold. This is This is. So they will give you enough to make a single potion. It will take you about. It takes you 1 day. Potion of healing creation.
yeah,
1 day.
Wow. But I can stop and start, I assume. It's not something I have to-
Yes, of course. So you're gonna go back and start working on it? Okay, cool. So Niall and Millie, you leave the Temple of Selune, and you're gonna make your way towards the Watchful Order tower so you can identify those things. So you're on your way there.
As we're walking along, just a kind of moment of silence, I was going to turn to you and say, "Hey, Nalgothin,
Oh, Niall, my name. This is okay.
sure. Have you ever killed anyone with your hammer?"
A hammer. No.
It feels different doing it with a weapon.
Yes. I don't really like killing.
With magic, it feels okay. Like it wasn't me that did it. And like usually when we get into these fights, I just kind of I'm not in control. Things just happen, and I just feel like it's the right thing that was supposed to happen, and that's what Tamora wanted, and that's all good.
You hear a voice in your head that's saying it's okay to kill.
Well, no, it was at that house, like those drow. I killed that one that was fighting you, and that felt okay, fine. I mean, it was,
I was right by that.
yeah.
I didn't kill him, but what happened to him didn't feel okay. I felt every bit of it.
I mean, he wouldn't have been best pleased, I'm sure. It was that kind of thing is fine, but when there was the guy upstairs, I went to see him, and I killed that guy. He was unconscious, and I used my knife. And it's not the same, and I don't know
Was
what's
that
going
because
on.
he was unconscious?
Maybe, but it didn't feel like
Defenseless? Vulnerable? Maybe that's why.
I mean, you're definitely not making me feel any better right now.
Well, you know.
But it didn't feel like Timora wanted me to do that. And I thought, then I found out about the poison, and I thought maybe it was the poison that's making me feel this way, and then now the poison's gone, and like they were supposed to be monsters. Those were people. I thought the drow were like horror stories. They would kill something like that. That's like, you know, a monster, like thing of fairy tales and horror stories, and we killed it, and it should be fine. But they didn't seem like monsters.
You know, Millie, I've been in the city a long time, and I've seen some things, and I find that it's actually very rare to find a monster in a person. There's always a bit of good there. Most of the time. The thing is, we've been busting up these places and not given any time to discover if anyone is deserving of a second chance.
I mean,
It is hard.
it's too late now.
Yes, Yes.
I'm
When
done.
you're in the moment, it's hard and everything's rushing by at 1,000,000 miles an hour. So you can only do you, but just sometimes there's no time to think. You go with your gut.
I feel dirty. Now I'm the monster.
Oh, yes, sometimes you can look a bit scary, but I know you, Billy, and you're definitely not a monster. I wouldn't have you on the team if I deemed you a monster. We're on the city cleanup team, the good guys.
Okay. I need to have this anyway. I'm gonna pull out my dagger and give it to you.
Oh, I don't want that.
I don't want it.
Well, we'll sell it. We'll
You
sell
can
it.
sell it.
Sell it.
Hand it over.
Okay.
Thank you.
It's a bit small for me, really.
You can sell it. I don't want to see it.
Okay. No problem.
Alright, so you keep going, you're gonna get your items identified as a drift globe that is cracked but works wonderfully. The one of magic missiles that the receptionists tell you that
It looks fine, but it doesn't.
it looks fine, but it doesn't work quite well. And then she gives you a look. Maybe it's appropriate for you. And then
Who is this woman?
and then the
It's okay, I'm only feeling tender.
the earring identified as a ring of protection. Ah, this is actually a very good thing. Good find.
I think Silas would like this.
Why point at the ring?
The ring.
Why?
Because he keeps dying.
What's it do?
It keeps you safe. Makes people harder to hit, I guess. I don't know how it works, but it's magic.
Oh, that sounds good for anyone. Can we get more? Do you have more of these?
Let me check. No.
She didn't give it to me.
Maybe in the other drawer.
Oh, no.
Do you know where we can get some?
Do I need to check my notebook?
Do you?
Nope.
Do you know someone
Listen,
who
I'm
might?
not a purveyor of magic items for your lordship.
I wouldn't know. You're very
Okay, oh,
rude.
you know now.
I don't understand. Wait, are you always like this? Have you had a bad day?
I'm alright, thank you.
You have ambition. You want bigger and better things for yourself. I can see that.
Maybe.
Yes, well.
I'm stuck behind this desk.
Yes, and with that attitude, rightly so. Okay, good day.
She kind of gives you like a really dark look.
Come on, Billy. Let's hit the town.
I don't know.
So we're not stuck behind a desk all day.
Okay, so you guys.
I'm gonna have a chat with Solomil as we're walking, by the way. So you're aware.
Okay,
He's huffing and puffing and going,
Okay.
fucking hell. He's kind of like super rattled.
Solomil, are we going to the Health Racer, the Heartbreaker, or the Eye Catcher?
No, we're going out to the bank, to the eye catcher.
Listen, I've been working really hard to set up this meeting with the Castellanters. And if I go to the Eye Catcher, I'm not gonna make it back in time.
The Castellanters? Why are you involved with them too? Oh, wait, did
Listen.
you get a message
Did I get a message from whom? We're talking about.
about the Castellanters?
I know what's going on with the Castellanters.
Okay, well, we need to let Brevik know. Then he can decide, and I can be off the hook.
Well, you let Krebeck know.
No, you were coming with me.
I'm gonna miss out on all the work I've been doing for the last week if I go to the kite catcher. I'll go
No.
afterwards.
Krebeck is in the docks.
He's in the trucks. Okay, fine.
Right. He starts like rushing. You get there. The fair is kind of like they're staying up. It is the middle, like it's afternoon right now, so there's still not a lot of activity.
Just as you're walking, I see you and someone with that dwarf. He looked pretty irate when you left the pub on Talon. Don't reply.
So you reach the docks, and there you are led into one of the ships, the one that has the parade floats,
So the hell,
not the animals.
so the Hellraiser or the Heartbreaker, one of them too.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, was just didn't remember the name
That's
exactly.
Fine, that's fine.
It is so the one with the parade floats, not the animals.
Mm-hmm.
It's the Hellraiser,
Okay.
and the Heartbreaker is the one with the animals.
Alright.
As they're getting close to being on board, I'll sort of duck behind an alleyway, like towards the thing, and cast the altar. What's it called?
Altar Self.
Altar self. Yeah, to just make myself look like one of the boat workers
Okay.
that was there,
Yep.
like the guy that chased me up the stairs when I was
Yep.
hiding down in the thing, and then just follow them regular.
Okay. So you're led there. They led Solomon on board without trouble, and you're led directly towards the captain's quarters, and looks at you.
Oh,
Solomon immediately kind of like tries to get his bearings.
okay. This is Captain Crabwater. And this is Keth. He's been working for us. Captain. Keth, tell him what you told me.
Captain Crabwater, I'm afraid I got some bad news.
Mm-hmm.
Was meeting our man Stone Castle, and he told me to pass this information to you. And I told him about the attack and about Villas. I read the messages. He didn't tell me where to find you, Stone Castle. So I read these messages. I thought you might be the one at the watch post.
Solomon kind of like leans over.
Oh no, he's not Krebeck. He's just the captain here. Krebeck is not around.
Okay, well, pass him the messages.
Mm-hmm.
So I went to the watch post, and I found 5 of our people that had been killed.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just detail basically.
Yep. Okay. He stays there for a while, and then immediately grabs a big bowl of rum, puts 3 glasses for all 3 of you. Pours.
Disposable.
Am I able to be in a place where I can kind of eavesdrop?
Make a stealth check.
Oh. 19.
Okay. Okay, I'm gonna
Like
say
just leaning on the captain's
Yeah.
cabin on the outside.
kind of on the outside. You can probably be there.
Okay. Thank you for your service, Keth. By the way, are you there, Keth?
No.
Interesting. Well, it seems that he's not going to be happy about losing someone so dear to his heart. But at the same time, the return of the prodigal child has probably cushioned the blow. Now, we need to set up a quick operation.
And opens a door leading to his room, and from beyond the door, you see walking out an Immerite. It is a wonderful construct made of brass, bronze, and clothing. It has kind of like a weird, like kind of like slanted hat, small goatee. Looks. I can show you exactly what it looks like.
Nimble rights.
Nimble right.
Is this one we've heard of before?
I mean, they all look slightly different, so I'm giving.
I think you gave us like
But-
this description.
Yeah, I gave you descriptions of the one that had been sold.
We've got a couple of. We got one with metal feathers, one with no facial features, one
Yeah.
with a feminine haircut.
So it's none
Yeah.
of those.
No, it is. This one looks like this,
Yeah.
and it is all of metal and has kind of like a musketeer look.
Wait, but we heard that the Growlhounds one looks like a swashbuckler with a good.
Yes, the grounds will look similar.
Okay.
Yes. The Nimrod comes out the door, and the captain speaks to it in Drow, and tells it, "Find Krevig. New operation needed. Felrect has been felled." And the Nimrod, then the captain kind of like leans back, grabs the ram, and starts like thinking, as the Nimrod kind of like with nimbleness that you wouldn't associate with the construct, kind of like walks out. You see it walking out outside of the captain's quarters, and kind of like jump on top of the galleys of the roof of the captain's quarter, and then with the cape fluttering behind him, jump onto the dock and disappears amongst the people. You try to see, and you think you see a light there, the reflection on his brass and bronze body, as it quickly climbs onto the roofs and disappears amongst the rooftops. I think you can go now, both of you. Don't worry, I'll speak to him. I don't think it's a good time now to go directly see him. He's busy with other things.
Very well. Yeah, well, you've got the information. You know something will happen tonight at the Growlhounds, and
Yes.
I'm sure you know what to do.
Krevik will be there. Then Nimrod will let him know. And he knows to prepare quickly for it.
Okay, about.
Solomir is kind of like there, sweating a bit.
Good. Good. Yes. I brought Kath. Yeah. Yes. I knew this would be important.
And follows you out of the quarters.
Just before you leave, I'm going to try and cast message, just from the outside. See if you can find out how many men he's going to bring.
What?
Men he's going to bring.
How do you know that? He's gonna bring them.
You can't have a full-on conversation.
No. I'm asking you out of character. How do you know? Can you hear all that happened?
I heard, I was eavesdropping.
He was
I'm outside
eavesdropping.
the quarters, like, that's why I'm
Okay.
passing it through the wood.
So I turn around to Captain Crabwater and said,
One second.
Let's just get his crab water outfit.
Captain Crab.
Yes.
Captain Crabwater.
Captain Crabwater actually gives you, once you present yourself, he gives you his real name. He said, I am Velgos Efezrin.
Belgos of Fesman.
Efezrin you recognize as one of a Drow family.
I'm gonna switch to
He doesn't look Drow, by the way. He looks like a human.
I'll switch to Undercommon.
Hmm?
I'll switch to Undercommon.
Mhm.
That language.
Yep.
Okay. Can I remember how many guards they had like posted around the how many people I saw at the villa?
No. You only saw like the groundskeeper with a couple of mastiffs around, and then you never saw inside the villa.
But I got the map that said there's like a little barrack. And
Yes. So well, the barrack doesn't mention exactly how many, just that
Yeah.
guards come and go. But that there were 4 in the Grey Hall, and there are 2 in the upstairs foyer.
What's his name? Velgos?
Velgos Ephesrin.
Ephesrin.
Ephezrin. He's one of those really difficult to
Okay.
pronounce draw names.
Velgos. There is at least 10, 15 people protecting that place. I know that the mercenary company called the Gentleman Knaves are also hired to protect them.
We know about him.
You will need a big strike force if you're planning to get involved tonight.
If the Zens are moving in, we'll wait.
And pick up the pieces.
Mhm. That was fair explained.
Very well. Is there anything you would like me to do?
Stay out of it for the time being until he has at least sanctioned your involvement.
Very well. I nod again and
Oh, and one more thing. Where do you live?
you can find me at the Roscoe Manor.
Troskol Manor. Okay. He goes back to Ronald.
I mean, I'm not also going to lie about that.
Okay, Solomon follows you. Solomon follows you. Hear them coming up.
Just after like they walk off the thing, I'm just gonna pick up a crate and just like
Yeah,
start walking.
your famous crate routine
Yeah.
coming out of the boat. Okay.
On the way out, I'm going to say, geez, you're taking all the credit for that. I didn't need to come all the way here. You could have told him that you're the one giving the bad news, but you were the informant.
Informant.
Never mind.
How long have you been away from these people? I'm not Drow.
I'm not Drow either.
Well, no, but apparently you're a fancy whatever.
Well,
I just,
you know what the
I
best-
hate giving bad news.
Well, you know what the best way to keep Drow from killing you? Make yourself valuable to them.
I am fucking valuable. But if I keep bringing them bad news, they're gonna get pissed off at me.
But at least they'll know this guy's useful. It's bad news, but now we know.
Yes, but when do you get rewarded? When you give good news? No one will pay you for saying, hey, your best lieutenant died.
Might not pay you straight away, but maybe a couple of weeks later you'll realize, you know what, that was really important. That dwarf really served the purpose, and then they'll pay you.
Yeah. Ah.
Anyways, now I
I'm
gotta
a
go.
superstition person. You know what the Black Raven is? The bearer of bad news. I am no Black Raven. I am Solomon Silverfingers.
Incidentally, is there anything I should know? Anything additional I should know going into the meeting with the Castellanters?
Castellanters. I know. I just know that he's trying to undermine them. I don't know why.
Okay. Yeah, it's the same thing on it. Okay, well, if I find anything else I can be of service to him, maybe I'll give the news to you. Maybe you can pass the good news to him.
Yes.
How's
yes.
that?
Good chain of command.
Mm.
Or information flow.
Fair enough. I'll see, buddy. Take it easy.
Yeah, he goes.
Don't get into trouble.
So you guys meet each other.
Yeah, no.
And
Yeah, a
then-
little ways up, I'll drop the crate and
I'll give you all the information that I just gathered.
Okay, so you start working on your potions, and you guys are making your way back to the manor, or yep, with your newly identified items. So I'm gonna say that more or less, you all converge there and find Genhorn chopping pieces of healing celery and
Making a healing stew.
yeah.
Menu looks different.
What?
It doesn't look like a stew.
Oh no, this isn't stew. Everyone keeps dying. Well, nearly dying.
So you're bailing to get into the drugs biz.
No. Well, I suppose technically, yes. But we have this. Well, I had this one potion left from before. I don't know if someone wants to take this. I'm trying to make another one.
Oh, the old man keeps falling. Just give it to him.
The old man. He's
It's
already got one.
old.
I
already
got one.
Old.
Don't want to be
Who
pouch.
wants? For it, it's good for emergencies.
I mean, I wouldn't mind it if I could have it. I have no other way to heal myself.
But this one, I could probably get this one finished by tomorrow sometime. Hopefully, just takes a bit of time to. Actually, I might just move this all downstairs, and I think Ogun's got a bit of space down there, so I can just take up a bit of his space and leave this to brew overnight a bit.
You and I go down in the
It
basement
is-
together.
A work day in terms of crafting is 8 hours. It's assumed that you cannot work more than 8 hours, but if you would have it by like really late tonight.
Yeah, well, because the thing is, we're going to go to the Castellantas and
Yeah.
come back, so I can do
Yeah.
stuff and then finish it by the morning.
I'm gonna give you the information that I got passed from the drow that there's gonna be a team of probably 5 people like they were in that house, and the idea is to pick up the pieces after the battle's done.
Okay.
So we've just replenished the stock. Is that what you're saying? But
Maybe they pick up the pieces, lose a couple of people in the process, and then we pick up the pieces of the pieces that are
At
left.
least this time they won't have this, and I pull out the earrings. But I got all the magic things we got identified at the place. She was real mean to you, but you were real mean to her, so that's fine.
And you were mean to someone.
no, she was in a foul mood.
And this one's real interesting. So this can either increase or reduce the chances of you dying depending on where you wear it. So if you wear it in front of a drow person, they'll probably kill you because they realise why you got it. But if they can't see it, then this will make you harder to kill. I don't know who wants it. Since you keep dying, I'm looking at you.
I should stay away from that. If they see me wearing that, I'll be in trouble.
Well, I mean,
So you can wear it somewhere less visible.
I'll tell you for now, if no one else is willing to it, I've had my fair share of scrapes.
Got any piercings in the place? Nipples?
Not anymore. I got a style.
Maybe wear it somewhere hidden just in case, if that's possible.
I can put it on under my glove, that's fine. I'll take off my dagger.
Yep.
Spring loaded dagger glove, put it on.
It's like 5 rings.
It is several rings attached to each other to be worn in the ear. It's not a ring.
Can I put them like on the. Because you can't spread your fingers very far. Can I put them like across my neck?
No, it's it's a lot like it's smaller.
What if I put it on the horn?
Yeah, you can put it on
Clasp
your
it
horn.
around?
That's drawing a tiny bit of attention to itself.
Kind of like
What's
Molly,
the ears?
Molly Mug.
It's definitely visible. I can
Brush
see
my
it.
hair.
You can tangle your hair over the earring if it's at the base of your horn.
I think it would be less noticeable on your ear.
Now fit it properly, like onto
Yeah.
me. Now we look the same, minus the face.
If we come across any drow in any situation,
I'm wearing that person's armour.
oh fuck's sake!
That's true.
yeah.
So I guess they're probably not going to notice the earring, so that's fine.
Maybe,
Maybe
I
they
could
think
say
they
I
can.
got reincarnated as a tiefling. What was their name?
Fell wrecked.
Yeah, we can go for that. But yeah, I'll wear it for a bit. If it proves valuable, then sure. But if I didn't actually take a hit in that last fight. I'm trying to stay a bit out of the firing line. So if it proves to be more useful than anyone else, obviously.
Have
Bring
you
it
got
back.
the map of the? Was it you that had the map? Who had the map
Which map?
of the Gulhan Manor?
Oh. Yeah.
Yeah, I had a little bit of a look around the outside. I'll just fill in the bits. So that's like where that, and also just like go through describing the 2 guards upstairs. So they were guarding the master bedroom, but there didn't seem to be anyone in there. So whether or not that's somewhere that they're trying to keep safe as to where, there was loads of guards in the barracks I could hear.
That sounds like your boys, doesn't it? Flip through my notes to this one.
Yeah, the halfling and the half orc.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got names for them.
Yeah, green, I think, was what.
Dark Mel's and Amar's Emperor. Amar's Emperor is a half elf, so there's a green half orc, but I think it's just called green.
Yeah, it's, from what we got information wise from old. Actually, we should go see him. There's a thought before we pop off to the castle enters.
Who?
What's his name? Tiger Eyes. Vincent Trench.
Oh, Mr. Trench, yeah.
Was he supposed to have a bit of information for us regarding
Oh, yeah, the tower. Yeah.
yeah, the tower?
Yeah. I don't know where the kids are. I thought they would be back by now. But
We got other things too, like I got these things to identify. So there's this thing, which I can't remember how to use a drift globe, but I make it float and light up. So this could be useful for people who don't see too good.
I ain't super good.
How do you activate it?
I explained how to activate it.
So the drift globe.
I like that. I normally can't see a thing.
The drift
Aka a mist gun.
globe is it's a small sphere, thick glass, weighs 1 pound. If you are within 60 feet of it, you can speak its command word, so you would know the command word. You can, or you can make it up as you identify, you reconfigure it, and cause it to emanate the light or daylight spell. Once used, daylight effect can't be used until the next dawn.
You should keep that.
And you can use a second command word as an action to make it float into the air, no more than 5 feet off the ground.
Sure, that's your baby.
It hovers in this way until you or another creature grasps it. If you move it more than 60 feet away from the hovering globe, it follows you until it is within 60 feet of you. So it kind of like follows you.
What happens if I push it?
Yeah, I'm gonna say that you can
Can I
push
just
it.
Try and float it across the two.
Yeah, go.
Does it? I'll grab it.
Yeah, you can grab it.
I like this one. Do you mind?
I mean, I can see just fine in the dark, so. And I can do this. It has light on the wand.
It's very useful. What's the command word? You can make it up.
I mean, you were there, so you heard it just say it.
I have
as well
a
as-
you could
I
say what it is.
What's the default?
Okay.
On.
The default will be light, daylight,
Let there be light.
or move or float.
Can I change the password?
Yeah.
I will.
You'll find out next time.
Okay, sure.
Does it take a short rest to attune to something, or is it a long rest?
Short rest.
Okay, so I can be attuning to the rings whilst
Yep.
we're just sitting around having a chat.
Yep.
Suppose we're having lunch.
Yeah, you're having lunch.
Oh, the kids haven't come back with the food yet.
He's so pissed off.
I'm gonna say the kids come back around this time.
Alright. Can you get on with the lunch, please, now?
Also, welcome home. We love you.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, they go with Sophie to make some, and Squidly, as he comes back past you, he sleights of hand something in your pocket.
Give him a little nod, and then slap hand something into his pocket. Wait, did I already give him coin? Or is it not his?
You know, you just ask him to
Here's
get.
a gold coin.
Okay.
Bloody hell.
What does that slide hand into mine?
You had asked.
It's the reward for the finding the silver, like.
Oh, correct. No, he doesn't slide of hand. He just comes and gives
I
you.
asked Nat to do that.
Yeah. He will give you the reward for the. It was the reward for the.
In the Xanathar's hideout, there was the box
Yes,
of silver.
correct. Correct. Give me 1 second.
We got some friends who said hi.
Checking out my gold.
Bloody hell, how much? How the hell? Oh, you have that Xanatar's money. Okay.
I'm on that drug money.
Why are you keeping that drug money for yourself?
I just live with the drug.
Wait, so you tell them.
Plus, I don't trust anyone else with it. Buying fancy silk clothes all the time.
Fair enough.
Classic cafe.
By the way, I could probably set up a bit of a sort of greenhouse kind of nursery thing to grow more herbs. So it's like herbalism, yeah. To make more potions with.
Reagents, I guess, is the.
Well, there's like herbs and plants.
Yeah.
That's what it's
Yeah, to grow more, to make some stuff with. But I don't know, we'd probably have to spend some time getting. I mean, I can get the soil here. We'd have to get a wheelbarrow or something, and set something up inside. Maybe I don't know, but
When's that Merc money supposed to come through? And when are they doing repairs on this house?
well, I imagine it'll take a few months.
He looks at you.
Months.
It comes with a big pouch. Wow. The reward was really good, Millie. He gives you 105 gold pieces.
Take the thing, and I give him the one and say thank you very much.
The one
Yeah.
of magic missiles.
Yes.
Okay. He runs off to the kitchen.
Wait,
How wise is
Wait.
that? He doesn't.
wait a second, come back.
He could kill someone with that. He could kill one of the other ones.
He doesn't know how to do it.
That wand is very dangerous.
Man, I don't even know what it does, but
You see it spark, that's all I see it spark before, isn't it? When it tried to. I see magical sparks come out that wand. Be very careful with it.
Magical sparks?
Yeah,
You sure?
be careful, we promise.
He goes. Wait, does he have to tune?
oh god. He's gonna kill one of the other kids.
Such a good idea.
Hey Nat! I mean if he kills Elgin it's not the
Problem solved! Yeah, go practice in the basement with that.
But that's my money.
And that's how Troll School Manor got destroyed.
The Bank of Elgin.
They must start sharing that money.
Oh, no, no.
We're gonna kill him.
No, but he doesn't know what it is. So I'm gonna say he doesn't know how it works. So you need to activate it. You need to know what it does. So I'm gonna say, let's see. Ooh.
Who's done?
Oh, it didn't work. 48. He goes. It still sparks.
What did I just say?
It is a wand of sparks.
So, where are you going to practice? Somewhere safe?
Yeah, in the bedroom.
Not with other people around.
Well, maybe, but I want to show them the sparks.
Well, you should
No.
practice and be safe first, because if you do that and it sparks, how would you feel if you killed Jenks?
I'm not gonna kill. I am James.
I know, but I keep forgetting.
No, you gave it. Yeah. What? No, I'm not gonna kill myself with the wand of sparks.
Let's get on in tears.
Oh, you're Jenks. Oh, yeah. That was. Oh, yeah. Right. They all look the same.
Sure.
Sorry, you had given the wand to James, not to Nat.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Because you
Correct.
said that he gave you the money.
Yeah.
Just whatever you do, don't point it at anyone unless they're a bad guy.
Are you sure to go
Okay.
into
Okay. I got it. I got this. I got this.
So I've get Squidly a bow and he's not killed anyone yet.
Well, yeah. Okay.
Except that guy that came into the house and he stabbed with a knife.
I mean, I don't know what that one does, but if it's anything like what Mill is able to do,
It can be really dangerous, so you should never point it at your friends. But if more people come in the night or whatever, feel free to point it at them.
Yeah, to be fair, we do have our fair share of intruders.
Okay.
That
So I
reminds me
pointed. I pointed at the bad guys.
One of the bad guys.
Okay. You start looking around. Okay. No one here.
the really bad guys.
Yeah, they all go to the kitchen and start making the stew.
So, I guess we're expecting a coach anytime soon, so
Yep.
you're, you might want to, they did say dress up a little bit, and you are somewhat saturated in blood.
Has prestidigitation to seep the blood out of my blood.
Okay. Yep. You do that.
Oh, that's,
There's still like a bit of staining, but it is black.
Yeah, these are the people that object to my dress code, aren't they?
Yeah.
And yours.
I don't know why they thought mine was much better. I guess this armour's a bit fancier than the last.
I mean, you have a noble bearing to you. You know how to comport yourself.
Why someone tell my family that? You know better.
Yes, I mean, your armor.
Did you all get
Looks like you can't
you got
breathe.
healed pretty well then, did you?
It's hard.
It's like you put that on one day as a
Yeah.
child.
Was it expensive
When
or?
you grew up.
And I can take it off
Yes.
again.
It was pretty.
I'm not sure about if I should tell you. You must start telling us. Yeah, it cost me about five gold pieces.
Oh, that's good.
Oh, you should have just come to see my friend Rock.
It was free for us.
Yes, Rock would have healed you.
Well, I'm afraid,
Maybe you should join one of these temples.
nah, well, the beggars at my temple, I have to pay them.
What's in?
It's not really even a temple, it's just a bunch of people, strays, you know.
Sounds like you got scammed by a bunch of beggars, I'll be honest with you. Out on the streets.
Do they have a donations area?
I probably would. I mean, if you can with a leg of chicken, they'll be happy.
Isn't a beggar just one big donations area?
Do they have a designated area for donations?
They don't have an area. That's part of
It's
the
not a
problem.
temple. You have been scammed.
Weird disclassification. Where do I put the money?
So are you gonna do anything or just eat?
I was just gonna wait.
Yeah, just gonna wait. Okay. So you have your lunch, and after a while, you hear the horse and carriage outside the manor.
So short rest, yeah.
Yeah, that will be a short rest. And the voice of the coachman, kind of like shouting from the outside. Troskull Manor, I'm collecting some people here to bring to the Castellantes.
Did we have a play? Were we going to do something? Disguise yourself as a horse or a cat? Or did we have a plan?
We had some
Um,
stupid ones.
Where we're just going to go in.
You were going to talk to the horse, weren't you?
I think we're just going to go inside and see what they wanted to talk about.
Yeah.
We walk outside.
So like just tidy up my potion making, so it's not in the way.
Okay. So, wait, your potion making on the way?
No, I've put it so it's not in the way.
Oh, okay, yeah. I thought you were in the in the coach, like whoa, mixing herbs. Okay, so you all jump into the carriage in the coach, and they bring you to Castellante Villa, which I can you know where it is.
I want to have plaited my hair as well for this man.
Okay, so yeah, however you wish to prepare, you tell me. You are going with fancy hair. You are
Put a
going.
flower in my.
You put a flower on your thingy. You
Actually, be super clean, freshly waxed mustache.
armor. Okay, freshly waxed,
Yeah.
oiled. Okay.
Yeah.
Silas.
I'll just use my dagger to trim my sideburns a bit.
Yeah. Okay. And you, Keth?
I will disguise myself to look exactly like myself, but with a very exceedingly like over the top,
Gaudy.
Like, yeah, just like frills everywhere.
Yeah, with the
Yeah.
big shoulder things.
The
Yeah,
ruff.
like
I mean, they're illusory anyway, so it's fine if they go into the
and a cravat.
just like
Down.
Yeah.
like obviously
You can almost not
Yeah.
breathe.
like a pleb's idea of how like a royal
Yeah.
should dress.
Yeah. Okay.
Suits, yeah.
Fancy.
Couldn't have done a wig as well.
Hmm.
Yeah, no.
You have a
Just a thought here, but
you have one of those big wigs that.
before we get into the carriage, they might be funny. They've read about us having weapons in there.
Already in the carriage.
Oh shit!
How did you not realise?
I'm sure they'll ask for our weapons if they want them.
Well, it's alright because I've got my walking stick. That's just a stick.
It is just a stick.
I got this massive sword.
Got your walking crossbow.
Yes.
My walking
Giant
cross.
I've got this. I pull out the gun. I got a ruddy gun.
And Naya with the walking mace grabbed by the mace head.
For my arthritis. I also have I have a dagger now as well. Where's the best place to store it?
A
The
dagger.
other person's heart, generally.
Maybe not during the meeting. Really, you keep yours in your boot, don't you?
Yeah.
It's busy days. There's me dagger. I'm gonna sell it.
Give it back.
No, she doesn't want it. She wants to get rid of it, and I don't want it.
I don't want it.
But maybe they do take our weapons now, and I don't have. But just where's the best place? Where'd you hide
Put it in
it?
your boot. I don't know. Mine's here. Bing.
It's the cabin ring.
I'm here. And then I pull out three.
My guy, you're like a walking fortress.
I can look up all the
I don't do small weapons. I don't.
I'll
I have
hide
two
it for you.
short swords.
Just put my hat.
Okay, so as you're you're kind of like playing with your weapons inside the carriage, there's no one there inside the carriage because
Driving it.
the driver is
Oh,
outside. He's on the front of it. I go,
He's got weapons!
and they drive through the snow, through like the well-trodden streets of the northern seaward, particularly that the wheelbarrow, no, the dung sweeper and wheelbarrow guild kind of like keep clean of snow. So the gentlefolk of the sea can move about in their nice carriages. You arrive at the Castellan's estate, enter through the main door that leads to the courtyard, and the carriage kind of like stops next to the coach house where you had intimidated a couple of stable people and talked to the horses. And as they do that, Williford Crowell comes to meet you all as you all kind of like start pouring out of the carriage, and the stable hands start like untying the horse and bringing them inside for brushing and whatnot. And Williford looks at you all. Well, I am indeed pleased that you are able to make it. Not that I had any doubts, of course. Why don't you follow me here? The lady is waiting for you. And you are led. You are led through like the main entrance where there is this set of stairs and this kind of awning with like Greek Doric columns kind of decorating the entrance to the house. And there before Williford can reach, almost to you all it all seems like so perfect, and to you, Silas, you know that this is all part of the rehearsed you know how nobles act. And just as you're about to reach the door doors open, and Lady Amalia Casalanter steps out. Ah, there you are. Kind of like a big coincidence that makes everything go perfect. And as she's kind of there waiting for you at top of the stairs, the two kids run past, kind of like making her skirt move a bit, and goes ah, and they ran the two twins into the big snowed-in courtyard, looking at you all, bye, and they start like frolicking and playing around the
Nobody mentioned their dead child.
I was just about to ask about that. That's a good job you
He looks
mentioned.
real animated for a dead child.
Just so you remember, I'll remind you before we came that Bregan are trying to undermine these guys. I think it's because they're tied with the Laskanites, and the Laskanites are trying to undermine them.
And I will remind just everybody, Castellantis has fallen on hard times during a financial crisis, but have bounced back in the last few years. They have two twins, but the eldest son died a few years ago. They're known worshippers of Xenomorph, a demigod.
And I'll remind you that they've been selling off all their assets.
They
to-
have. And the Grellhunts bought some.
I think so, however. And also that I want to burn the house down for some reason.
And that will remind you that it's not a good
And
idea.
I'll remind you that the imps that were like watching over at the graveyard were their imps.
Yeah. Yes. And that's why I want to burn the house down.
And I will ask, did these children also come with the house?
So she gathers you all and kind of like leads you inside. Lady Castellanta, she's wearing a beautiful yellow dress that has this kind of like skirt that has this kind of like
Bustle?
bustle, yeah, like a cottony, like well,
Like a petticoat.
Like the ones with like the wireframe underneath. that sticks
yeah,
out.
kind of like wireframe underneath, and very like detailed like hairdo essentially with different pieces that you imagine are of like adorned jewels, kind of brushes, kind of like stacking her hair and making her hair look great with a couple of flowers there. And she's looking grandiose as she welcomes you into the house. And you see Well, the two kids run inside, and you see there kind of like an entrance hall, reception area that is it's quite big, with lots of decorative elements. There is a magnificent harpsichord sitting in the hall, a crimson carpet running down the hall towards an open door to the foyer. Light from a crystal chandelier reflects off more than 36 holy symbols of Siamorphi perched on wall shelves, each in the form of a silver chalice with a golden sun etched on the outside. These are all symbols of the Dawn Father. And there are like doors and servants walking about. The whole house look quite busy, and there is a small table there where they have prepared a small tray with a kind of like a beautifully adorned pitcher of wine and several glasses. And as she kind of gestures inside, a servant immediately starts pouring a wine that you, almost by the smell, is like, yep, that's the good one. And you all get a glass of wine. I know it is early for these things, and I invited you to tea, but having brought this wine only last 10 day off season, of course, and what a better opportunity to have a drink than with guests.
I'd like to smell the wine.
Yep.
To see if it smells like they've put death drops in it.
Okay.
Death wine.
What's that smell like?
Are there any?
Make a perception check.
There's lots of flowers and stuff around, aren't there?
Yes, yes, there are many jars with flowers and whatnot.
Would you mind if I just showed you a little bit of what I can do with
23.
23. You smell, and it smells wonderful. You know that this is the good guild wine, one of the most expensive in the sea, and only made by the best guild. And you recognize the smell. You only ever had this wine a few times as part of different events or things, and you recognize it as that and nothing else.
with the power of nature a little bit?
Of course, if it's not destructive, nature can be.
Oh no. Just so what I'm gonna try and do
Mhm.
is I'm gonna try and cast detect magic, but then also do druid crafts kind of straight after, so we kind of make it look like it blends into one spell.
It's two spells.
But yeah, they don't know that. But I want to try and work it in.
Okay, make a spellcasting ability check.
Check.
I'll do that performance.
Yeah, performance. There was a performance.
That was one.
I'm casting detect magic.
That's the thing, I wasn't expecting.
Oh my
A
god.
bit quiet in the background
The funny thing is, you could have cast it at the carriage and just walked in.
Oh no! I
and
didn't
detected everything.
think about it by then. So
So as you start, like, Rush, nature, make me detect. Like in a super obvious way. And Lady Amalia looks at you with a half a smirk, and he lets you finish. You cast detect magic, and then you go, oh, Lucia, make it bloom. And he lets you finish, and just looks at you. As you detect magic all around you, nothing that you're not already aware of. She's not wearing anything magical as far as you can tell. And she looks at you. Interesting. Not sure what you're. Okay, your nature magic is powerful.
thank you very much.
This is an awfully clean glass.
Of course.
Look at you. Just in despair.
And I thought I had it hard with the drive.
More wine, I think, please. to get through,
I mean, of course, and there's more one. I wanted to lead you to the reading room because we can look out over the Butterfly garden at the reading room, which is a greenhouse where we have lots of butterflies. We have a special dedicated naturalists coming from faraway lands to take care of them and categorize our species, make sure that they keep in good health every season, and it is really wonderful. We can sit there and have tea there, of course, if you wish, or wine.
What's a butterfly?
It's a little insect, very pretty, with different like wings and things, and yeah, they're very nice.
Weird to see them in the winter though.
Not many nice we do.
No, mostly winter at the moment.
Okay, so they will lead you to the reading room, and it is dark wood, oak, and all sort of beautifully carved furniture. The corners of each piece of furniture, they all share the same type of decoration. So this is all custom made for them, and they all like the doors in the center of the wardrobes and whatnot. They all have the Castellante swan symbol. They have the bookshelves, the beautiful sofas, and each of the armrests here at the end of the armrest, again the swan symbol. All the furniture is custom made. It's beautiful, dark. There are like tapestries. There are carpets that are like so soft that you just want to take your boots off and just, you know, like sink your toes into the beautiful, like fluffy, soft carpet. And the servants come in with trays with like a teapot and different glasses, and they also leave the wine pitcher, and they just leave it there so you can pour more if you wish. And if you are setting up there, Lady Castellante introduces Vittorio Castellante, which is the husband, and it is a man standing very straight with a really beautiful embroidered kind of like vest with kind of like very thin shoulder pads, and has short hair and beard that goes all the way very thin here, and then a goatee. Has kind of like copper skin, and just the features, you can tell, you know, this is Castellante blood. It's in his blood, and kind of looks at you all. I hope that this has been of a good welcome for you so far, and I'm looking forward to have a good conversation with you all. My love. And he kind of leans over and kisses Amalia in the forehead and sits down next to her. Please, have a seat. Welcome to my house.
Very lavish here, isn't it? I heard the unfortunate whispers that you had fallen on hard times, but it seems that is certainly not true by the beautiful condition your home is.
Well, they can't sell this furniture. It's got their symbol on it. Who's going to buy that?
You could always paint over it.
Good, interesting assessment. Well, you are certainly interesting people. Fireball from tribes far in the Cormer forests. An upcoming hero of the City Watch.
Well, subtle
An
cast
acolyte of Timora, with an interest in past in Baldur's Gate, if I'm not mistaken.
Subtle casting detect thoughts on that. As he looks at me, I'm
You subtle cast detect thoughts.
Yeah.
Okay.
so very anxious to know what he knew about.
So, the surface thoughts immediately hone in on. You can tell he's basically reading off a list that was put in his desk. He's
Right.
like, these are the guys, and there are like a few pieces of notes about you all, and he's a meticulous, dedicated man that you can tell that as soon as you walk in, his self-assault he's trying to identify, okay, which one is which one, and then saying that thing about them.
When he said that thing to me, can I just say, "That's interesting. Where did you find Where'd you find that out?
Oh. Well, one hears things. I like to be informed about some of the most interesting people in the city. People that come here to exert good change. And I can certainly see that you're one of those people, Millicent Farngray.
Can I insight check that?
Sure, yes, I check. As he turns around and looks at you,
It's a natural 20.
natural 20. He looks at you. I'm Keth of Icewind Dale, if I'm not mistaken. Oh. He kind of like gives you a half smile, and then you reckon. So you reckon this is all an act. He doesn't give a shit about you or any of you, but he's playing the charming, noble person because he wants something from you. That's, that's easy to read with your insightful,
Okay.
way of assessing people.
So there wasn't like a smugness about my name and...
No. He wants something.
Okay.
And that's it. He's laying out the charm and the wine and he wants something. It's very obvious, and it's all part of the act. And Amalia is kind of like there with the hand atop the husband hand, Vittorio. But anyway.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, I guess I should.
Oh, Silas! I'm sorry, because I got interrupted. Then I
Oh, no,
lost.
that's fine. I was gonna.
Silas, and then finally looks at you. And Silas, a bartender in the bars of the earth, if I'm not mistaken, but also something more, someone with an interest in past. Your family. I mean, I guess we can say we're almost family. Silas, Obez.
Yeah, almost. Retired now, though. So,
One
enjoying
never
the drinks
retires
more than
from
pouring it.
Oh, no, it's a burden. No, I just sip my wine.
Yes. Well, please enjoy them.
Thank you.
Have you visited your family as of late?
Well, I stop by every now and again. Orlov isn't doing too good, is he? But I don't want to waste time on him, so why don't you get down to brass tacks?
Of course, it takes one to know one. Very well, as you can imagine. I think that you should know a bit about ourselves before we proceed to ask of you a service. A service which I would also say it's a great business opportunity for you. And I mean, I'm not gonna be falsely modest here. Business opportunities from people such as us don't come often to people such as you. And I don't mean anything negative with that, just stating the reality of how this city works. So we are both, Amalia and I, proud and nervous about doing business with you. But I think that we can all reach an agreement once you learn about our plight. Because you see, we are not the monsters people think we are, just because we made our money in finance. Banking, investing, or many small businesses such as the Winter Garden store. We put the money down for that one when they were just starting. So we are good, a force for good in this city.
My father's never told me that.
But it doesn't matter. The reason that appears to be excusing myself before I even starts is because I know the reputation we tend to have. And we are tired of fighting it. So you can still make your own minds about what you think about us. But here is the real truth.
So I want to do a ping of detect thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to know everything that's around me. So there's the people in the room, but I can detect all
Yeah.
like people.
Thoughts. You notice, so
It's-
Willie Ford Crowell is still there. He hasn't left. And in the room there are no one else except these people.
No.
Like there are no like hidden presences. And then at that, Amalia kind of like puts the hands on Victoria. Victoria thinks too much about what other people might think about us. I only really have time for my children. And our business is devoted to their good health. And you see, that's all in jeopardy now. And who are we if we don't take care of our own? My twins, they were cursed at their birth by an Asmodean cult. Revenge for some kind of business gone awry that we had helped fund without even knowing what they were up to. But it doesn't matter. They took the worst possible revenge. They cursed our kids.
Insight check.
Yes?
Oh, it's a goodie.
23.
23. So, it's interesting because she sounds sincere and fraught with the emotion of her kids being cursed. You're not entirely sure about all the details she's mentioning are real or not, but you can definitely tell she truly believes her children are cursed, and she's struggling emotionally with that reality.
Forgive me, but how did you know? Well, how do you know it was a curse, and how do you know it was them? Is that not just an accusation?
Because, of course, for their curse to have the most profound impact, which was essentially for us to suffer through all this, they told us. If they hadn't told us, then we wouldn't know, and we would live happy, ignorant lives, terrible as it is. But they wanted to cause us pain, and thus they told us, and
if
we
you-
confirmed it.
Sorry, if you don't mind me asking, what is the curse?
Yeah, we saw them just run out into the snow. They seemed happy enough.
The curse is that one second. Just need to make sure of the details.
Maybe they're like 30 years old.
They can't add up and they'll be terrible bankers.
They're still children forever.
That would also be interesting.
One second.
What's with the rich from being cursed?
They're allergic to peanuts.
It was already peanuts with me.
When
That's the first motive.
the kids are now 9 years old, and when they turn 10, they will die, and their souls will be collected by the Law of the Nine Hells himself.
How long do they have till they turn 10?
Only a few months.
Have you not taken this to the authorities?
I mean, what are they going to do about it?
Same thing as us, I guess.
Here's the thing. We have discovered a ritual that can save them. It requires us to sacrifice 1 shy of 1 million gold coins. we are quite rich. But even in leveraging everything we own, we cannot still raise this monstrous amount of dragons. That's why we are selling off assets.
And that's what the Grahans have been buying them.
Grahans bought some of them, but they've been bought off by many people in the city.
Well, I'm very sorry for this situation, but we don't have really much gold. I mean, no.
Of course not. You are not here for your financial situation.
Okay. That's good. Quite
Good.
I know he dresses well.
Yeah, Amalia kind of like when Victoria when he looked at you, can you give you 1 hour like interesting, Icewind fashion.
I take my wig to you.
The reason you're here is because we understand that you already know about something that will very soon be public knowledge. Lord Neverember's enigma, the embezzled gold.
What's that?
You don't need to be coy with me, Mr. Wintergarden. We know that you know. And we know more or less who in this city knows and is after it. And of all the people we've learned about, there's certainly no good reason why that gold should go to these greedy, selfish hands instead of to save the lives of our children. We need the gold to complete the sum, or at least, well, most of it.
How much?
We are willing to give you 20% of it, 100,000 gold pieces, if you bring the gold to us, so we can sacrifice the other 400,000 in this ritual.
Oh, well, we could just keep it whole.
I mean, sorry.
Well, the thing is, we have been after this prize that would essentially save the lives of our children for quite some time, and we managed to get our hands on something that is required to find where the gold is.
Is it?
We have an eye of the stone.
Let's
So you won't be able to get the gold without us.
Right, so we need to find the other two and the other part. And then we have most of it and you have a very small amount, but you want most of the money and leave us with a very small amount.
Correct.
I kind of looking around.
So
If we're talking about saving children, I mean, that money can save a lot more children. than just
yeah,
two.
we could basically like. There's so many children on the street that probably die every day, and we could save all of them. What makes your children more important than them?
Well, they're mine, for
Well-
starters.
But take yourself out of the situation. For us, from our point of view,
That's an impossible argument. Why would I take myself out of a situation I negotiate on my own behalf?
because you're trying to convince us to give you this money rather than.
Oh, I'm not trying to convince you. I'm telling you that with our help you cannot do it.
I mean,
But you're also trying to say,
So you have no choice.
Right, but other people have these things and without their help we can't get those either. And if we're able to take
Yes.
something from these other people, then surely we're able to take this one from
But
you.
as far as I know, all these other people are your enemies now, or you have gotten on their bad side, and for the time being, you're on our good side.
Why did you employ the Growlhounds to acquire this stone for you?
We didn't employ the Greyhounds. The Greyhounds were clever and fast thinking enough to figure out who Dalakar was and that he had acquired the stone, stolen it from the Xanatar, before anyone else. But they're small-time players.
Right, so what was he going to do with the stone?
The Greyhounds,
Dalakar.
Dalakar,
Mm.
as far as I know, he wanted to bring it to you.
Right. So you stole the stone from us, and
I didn't steal the stone. The
Grahams,
Graham
yeah.
stole the stone from.
they stole it on your behalf.
But you stole one from the
No,
Never
not on our behalf.
So the
We
stone
have
you
nothing to
have-
do with the Grahams.
But what about the tomb where Renee's mum lived, well, was buried? What do you have to do with that?
That's where we found the eye we keep.
Yeah, so you stole that from Renee.
Correct.
So what's to stop us just going to the City Watch and telling them that?
Oh. I mean, I would suggest you most definitely don't go to the City Watch accusing us of anything.
You just said I was part of the City Watch. So therefore
Yes,
they already know.
I have no qualms at all about talking this openly with you. You have no. I mean, you Silas, please.
Yeah.
Why don't you?
No.
Why don't you explain to your colleagues why this would be a fool's errand, trying to frame us for a
I
crime?
know why it would be a fool's errand. But we have a lot of questions. I'm going to throw one at you.
Okay.
Why are you employing the service of imps?
We don't.
Insight check.
Oops, it's scoped. It was going to be a 1, but
It was going to be either 1 or 13. 10.
They don't, as far as you can see from her expression.
I mean, we
I
literally
don't believe you.
we literally talked to one.
Don't get you got to take thoughts on.
It only lasts a minute, so.
Oh, does it? Oh, okay, never mind. You don't.
Oh, if you don't dive deep, it's just.
It lasts a minute.
Also, we talked to one.
Yeah, outside the tomb of Renee's mum, where you found that stone.
That would be the cultists that exacted revenge on us by cursing our children.
Where can we find these cultists if we were to confirm this story before we get too deep in?
But why would they be there anyway?
Look,
Are they after the stones as well? Are they in
everyone,
on this?
everyone is after something. They still want to cause harm to us. The situation is very simple. We are very powerful, and we have an eye. And you have many enemies that are also very powerful. You need allies.
I
So-
mean, you're just not selling it very well. I mean, we could get the stone and the other 2 eyes for you, and then we could just hold on to it for a couple of months, and maybe you won't value that stone so much anymore. And we can just have it.
No, okay. You don't understand. You won't succeed at what you're trying to do
Right, but maybe
without
we-
a powerful ally behind
Maybe
behind
we're
you.
not that interested.
So
If
how,
we-
how can you help us then? What type of assistance do you provide?
They said they give us
Well-
some gold, but
All the assistance that our extensive networks of operatives can provide: money, muscle.
We got that. This guy, look at his muscles.
We can provide bodies. We can provide support, financial influence, lawyers if you get in trouble with the law. We can provide
It's starting to like the Senators.
many, many things that will be a major asset in this fight against all these other players in this game.
Would you be able to provide the whereabouts of the third stone?
I know who has the stone, and who have the eyes. The eyes are currently in Manshoon's possession, and one of them, and the other one is
The
in the
Grauhans.
Xanatar's
Oh, the Senators.
possession.
So hang on a minute, sorry, I'm confused.
Oh, so they have an eye.
character. The Grauhans have the stone then?
Yeah, they have the
Yeah,
stone
they
that
have
the
the
things
stone.
slot
And
into.
they have the eye? Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
Manshoon has an eye,
The
the
Senators.
Saz has an eye, and the Casalanti have an eye.
Okay.
This is what- this is what she said.
So
Brain, I think, got shit. What are they?
Manchun is actually real.
If you're gonna go against the Xanatar and Manshoon, you need us. Or you can ally with Manshoon against us, or with the Xanatar. What I'm saying is, the circle is closing in. You need a powerful ally.
I think you're right, but can I ask another question? Obviously, the lives of your children is the most important thing, but is there another way to save them, to help them? If we go against the, it
Not-
sounds like a million dragons. Who's gonna take that money?
It's a sacrifice. The money,
So the money goes to what? To Asmodeus himself.
yes.
do I know who Asmodeus is?
Yeah, you would know probably.
Really?
It's the law of the Nine Hells. It's
Lawyers
one of the most
go
famous.
to the hells.
Crazy Hellwood.
Yeah.
Where's Beric and
The fucking lawyers are like, sort this out.
You can't play this game alone. You are. I'm sorry. I'm just being sincere. You are too small. The sharks will eat you. You need to be part of something bigger than yourselves, and this is the deal we offer you.
Alright,
Become part of our effort
We want,
and get 100,000 dragons in return.
we want your house as well.
100,000 dragons will do.
And the house.
No.
Oh, if you don't care about your children, then that's fine.
these cultists. Where are they?
You keep one at one.
They are everywhere in the city.
No, that's very handy, but I might need some more specific.
Do they have like an
Details.
insignia or something?
They have one second.
I've already dealt with some
We will
priests.
give you an address.
Ooh.
Are these Asmodeus' cultists, or are they of another god?
Certainly Asmodeus.
Okay.
I'm thinking the priest of Bane might have been the same as this.
So, is this more of a like a deal that you've made as opposed to an actual curse?
No, this is the curse.
I don't understand how they can lay claim to their souls.
Well, using the powers of Asmodeus, of course.
Why
But
don't
what do
we
they
do another one?
stand to gain from this? To blackmail you?
Of course.
What have they tried?
No, sorry. This was revenge. This was pure and evil pain inflicted upon us
For something done by your forefathers?
for something that we removed financing from some of the operations. They threatened that there would be consequences, and those were.
So this address, by any chance, did the roof need repairs?
Did the what?
The roof need repairing.
No, it's not the.
It's not that
It's
one.
not the Bane cultists.
Well, maybe all their roofs need repairing because they've,
Taking all their money.
damaged their
That's what it's
finances.
about. They got holes on the roofs.
Oh no! Are we part of the cult with
No,
our roofs?
I'll tell you, there is
Show my badge again.
there is there is a converted windmill in Coachlamp Lane in the southern wall. It is very near the southern gate, where the gate that opens all the way to near the sea.
Have we been to Coach
Yeah, we
Lane?
have,
Isn't that where
yeah.
we came out of that place where
The sewers.
where that little brewery was, and we?
No, you went past it. And you knew in one of the sewer intersections, you knew that if you went up, it would be Coachland Lane.
But I think we did go up, and that was that halflings.
No, it
No,
was another.
There was two entrances. Yeah,
Another
You
place.
just figured out because you didn't really
Yeah.
roll to figure
But
out.
yeah,
what it
it's-
Oh
was.
yeah, Shaft, Coach Lane, Southern Ward. Yes, you're right.
But yeah, there is a converted windmill there in Coachland Lane. There is a shrine to Asmodeus there. We know that some of the cultists are there.
What if we go and break the shrine? Does that help?
It doesn't matter. The curse. I don't care about those cultists anymore. The curse is gonna.
Or if we
It's
can
gonna
get-
take my
I'm
children.
not a man of faith here, but if you gave 1 million dragons to a different god, one of the good gods, if you want to put it that way,
Absolutely.
wouldn't they be able to intercede?
So many donation baskets.
My thinking is,
That's not how it works. Asmodeus has claimed their souls, and he's the only one that.
What if they were lying?
No, we confirmed it.
How?
Because their other child died. Oh shit! I said don't mention the dead child.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Do you know that their soul was definitely gone?
Our older child has indeed died. We confronted with some cultists we tortured until they spoke up, told the truth. We hired necromancers. We hired hell cultists, hell priests from all over the world. It is true, Asmodeus will take them.
Well, I think we'll. Feel free to correct me if I'm wrong. Take this into consideration. This is a very big decision and not one I think we are capable of making in this room alone. Am I right to say that?
Does anyone else apart from us know about this situation?
Not of the people we care about in the search for Neverember's Enigma. May I say, as you take this under consideration, that, as I say, in this grand game, you are either an ally or an enemy of other factions.
We might not want to play a game as grand as this one. With you've made it perfectly clear we're all small fish in a relatively large pond filled with sharks, and to be honest with you, these things are heating up a bit more than maybe we would be comfortable with, as I'm sure you can understand. So it's more, do we want to put our lives at risk than do we want to ally with you or someone else?
Of course. I hope then we'll be on the same side. I would hate for us to be enemies. But trust me, if you don't help us, then you will be standing in the way of our children's life. There are no greys here.
There was a good one at the theatre a couple of months ago.
Sorry, like a Cartiel joke.
It's not going to be a threat if we don't have any of the pieces.
Of course, if you step aside, then yes, you are no longer interested to us.
Are you spying on them, the Grolhans, right now? Are you observing them?
No.
My manner. Oh, everyone else is.
We know they have the stone, and we know the other factions are going to make a move for it. We cannot move as rashly and openly as they can. We act in different ways. We act through proxies and intermediaries.
What if they make a move
This is where you come in.
on your place? Same way they're going to on the Growlhunts. What if the Zentarim, the Xanathars, the supposed Drow we've been hearing rumours of converge on your manor? How do you keep your children safe under those conditions?
I think they wouldn't dare. What they would try to do, and they have, is infiltrate and steal. It is a much lower risk tactic and one that can succeed better. So we have placed a certain level of protection to ensure the infiltration doesn't succeed.
Yeah, but Dalakar got blown up in the street. Subterfuge is not the only tactic here.
Of course.
My concern is that your reasons for wanting to be any part of this can be taken away so easily that anyone who wants to get in your way, so your enemies right now, could do such a small amount of work and have you completely out of the game. That's not a threat, that's not me saying that. I'm saying that if we side with you, we can lose you as our friend very, very easily.
If someone moves against our children's lives directly, and everyone in this city knows that,
right,
we'll use everything we have, all our financials and muscle, to raise it to the ground.
What, the city?
Everyone that has the tiniest amount of involvement. If I had to burn the dog world to find the Xanatar, I will burn it to the ground. all our money and resources will go to that if my children die.
But you
if we
still
side
like,
with you, what do we get paid with then?
Let's take it back a notch.
So it is better then, instead of hypothesizing what will happen if our children die, to think instead what will happen if they live.
So what will
You'll
hap-
get gold.
what will happen if we are the sort that you wield
I don't really like. But
and we
The house is
intercede
nice,
in what's going to happen at the Growlhounds? How will you wet and oil that
But that's
sword?
God in it. You don't have
I
to
think you have a good chance to take the stone. The raid at the Growlhounds will happen soon. We don't know the details, but we know it will be soon. Maybe you are better informed than us, and that's exactly why we want to work with you. I think you have a good chance to be there.
How would you help us?
We can help you. But first, of course, you need to agree to the terms that have been laid before you.
What kind of contract are we talking about? I assume one in blood.
Correct.
Yeah, we're gonna have to think about this. I'm sorry.
I don't really. I
don't do blood.
Yeah, no, I don't do blood.
I don't do
contracts.
blood contracts. Never have, never will.
How can we ensure your loyalty if that's not the case?
Words. Words are the best.
Oh
If-
dear.
If we,
In our line of business, words mean absolutely
I
nothing.
don't know if you did your research on me.
Yeah.
Thoroughly.
I mean, I can't speak for the other three, but Niall seems to be one of those people that if he says he's going to do something,
Will you do it?
he'll probably stick to that.
It's just bad at lying.
I am terrible at lying.
Yeah, is that as well? Look, we're gonna have to think about it. I'm sorry, but like I say, things are heating up, and we're not gonna sign our lives away on a whim.
Very well. Think about it. I guess I'll read in the papers what happens with the Growlhounds. And soon enough, you'll have to make a decision. The clock is ticking. And we don't want to find ourselves in a position where we become desperate. Because then, you know how a desperate mother, cornered mother can become for their cubs. It's better if you deal with us, while we can still be reasoned with.
You should position people around the Growlhound house.
I give you a look like, no, they shouldn't.
What
When
kind
it
of
all kicks off,
no? What kind of
You'll know we got the stone.
what kind of
we might need you.
manpower can you muster?
Get like a swan sign straight into the sky. Something's not wrong. We
In
do
short
need help, we're
notice,
sorry. We were worse than we thought.
we can give you 5 mercenaries from our own stock here in the house. If you sign the contract, we'll immediately give you 5,000 dragons to finance yourself in whichever manner.
Shopping! Shopping!
How much blood do you need? I got a whole
I
body
can't-
full.
I stab him. I stab Genor. I got a pistol, let me shoot myself. Come on. Take the blood.
Got my blood bucket right here.
There's wolf hair in this.
So good.
And then with that coin, you can finance yourselves in whichever manner or capacity you
Well,
deem
I
necessary.
mean, money's great and all, but my associate over here, Mr. Nagwiffin, has been looking for things of more magical rarity around town. What have you got at your disposal?
Well, as you probably Mr. Wintergarden well knows, magical items are hard to come by and certainly very expensive. You can use some of the gold that we will finance you with to to make your own purchases. And what we can certainly offer is introduce you to the right people.
Yes. That's not him agreeing to the
Shall I
contract.
bring the contract in?
He's still a bit sorry. The problem we have is we lack imagination. If you just spell it out for us, we'll sign anywhere you want.
He said money and magic items and
Magic item purveyors.
But I need a garden area.
Okay. Alright.
Look, once you have the 100,000 dragons, you can purchase whatever estate you wish in the city and create your own garden.
I suppose it's true.
We're showing a certain amount of patience here because this is important to us, but let's not get bogged down in details of your future life. Shall I bring the contract?
Well, no, I just had a thought though. Probably a bit of an issue, bit of a sort of blocking issue here. That technically we have to report to some people to let them know what's happening with this money.
And do you have a blood contract with them?
Well, no, but
Then?
I have
We have words.
a sworn
We have words.
oath.
Words are thicker than blood.
Well, what's more important to you then? That's the question you need to ask yourself.
Well, my sworn oath.
Well, then I guess our conversation with you is over. Are you all
I can
under
stand
the
up
same
and walk out.
compulsion? You stand up and walk out.
Mm.
As you do that, Cromwell kind of stands straight and Vittorio locks his jaw, but they don't say anything and they let you out. Outside there is another manservant that is kind of waiting there to be called for snacks or whatever, and has a bit of a surprised look, and Willie Ford, Cromwell, comes out, leans out, escort them outside, please.
I'm gonna go sit at the back of the car.
Okay, you get escorted to the...
That means she's gonna think about it. Or we'll think about it. Is there an easier way to get to you than all this kerfuffle? Just
For as long as you haven't become our enemy, you are welcome at the house. Ask for Mr. Crowell anytime you want.
Very well.
So it's up to you three then. Farengrey has walked out. Kenhol has a sworn oath that he deems more important than our offer. What about you three?
I will take this under consideration, as I have stated, and we'll see within the coming days whether I have the energy to involve myself in such a perilous endeavour in my aging state. I will request one bottle of wine to go, though, in order to help me come to terms with the information that you have outlined.
Vittorio, that's kind of like the tiniest head movement, and Crowell leans outside, open the door again, leans outside, and whispers something.
Just as a gesture of good faith and to show the bountiful resources you have at your disposal should we side with you.
But Silas obeys. You know perfectly well the kind of resources we have. Still,
Yeah,
we are more than happy to offer you some of our best wine.
thank you. It is delightful.
Well, Lord Vittorio, I think I speak for all of us. If we do this, we will do it together. There is not separating us. So we will consider it and come back to you.
Consider it fast.
Indeed.
How long has it been since we left the house?
Since the Grahams, no,
Since we left
our own
manor.
house.
Yeah.
Our manor.
your manor, I mean, it was about 20 minutes to the Castellanta, plus this hour meeting that you've had.
At some point in your outfits.
Yes.
Yes, look at me.
I'm gonna say that happens now as well. We're gonna cross here, and then it's like. There is a like the split second, and then they resume as if nothing had happened.
Smart man. Yeah, but as I'm sure you're aware, we have
Just
business to
all
attend to and
No, I
a
don't
long
rush.
conversation to have.
Yes, money and magic
Of
items.
course. And shall I
Maybe
say,
another wine.
we know, of course, about the Sea Maidens Fair, and we haven't yet decided what is it exactly they want, what's at stake for them, and their interests. But we're getting tired by their defamation war. So considering what you could do for us once you start working, there could be further price in it for you. The Sea Maidens Fair is said to have wonders from all over the world. And if they become our enemy too, well, there will be spoilers.
Interesting.
They came from Lantern with many a wonder, those Nimerites, and more.
You don't happen to have one of those nimble rides in your house, do you?
Oh no, of course not.
Smart man.
We're not that stupid.
Do you know anything else about what they brought? We heard rumour that they've got something attached to the bottom of a boat.
We are yet to confirm, but there's certainly something about the eye catcher, and the reason it doesn't it's not brought in to the docks.
Captain Zord, anything about him you could tell us?
Flamboyant man, interesting choice of clothes, strange accent.
Interesting choice of clothes.
Yes, he likes to present himself wearing this strange red sash around his waist with two red sashes around from there connecting across, and nothing else, totally naked otherwise.
That is odd.
Charming man.
Luskan.
No, not Laskan, no. But they do seem to have a connection to Laskan.
Have you met him?
When they first started selling their Nimerites, of course, as with any other business opportunity, we went down there to take a look at them. We immediately knew there was something odd about their offer and about them, so we walked out.
That's Cassette smart. Okay, well, that's all I have.
Let's be on our way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was one other thing. Have you heard any talk around town about mind flayers?
Mind flayers.
Yeah.
I know only of one mind flayer, the service of the Xanatan. Now, I can give you way more than this. A detailed roster of many of the people that you'll be going up against, but that is when you work for us. The freebies are done.
Okay, well, thank you very much for your generosity today, and we will be in touch shortly, I believe.
Very
Carriage is
well.
alright to take us back, yeah? It's quite a walk. This way.
Yes, of course.
Superb. Well,
Right.
pleasure.
You start walking, stand up. They are sitting down there, kind of like looking at each other and holding hands. As you walk up, Willie for Crowell leads you outside. There is a manservant there waiting with a small key of liquid wine that you can just grab the handle.
Thank you, sir, for your.
And they lead you outside where Millicent is waiting inside the carriage. You said you are inside the carriage, and the driver is already sitting there.
Yeah,
Outside.
Yeah, we're gonna make our way
Okay.
back then.
So you go.
Why'd you walk out?
Why didn't you?
You get rattled? You sure rattled them.
I'm not having any part in that. This is too much. I mean, the things they're saying, everything's too big, and I don't want any part in this.
I doubt. I mean, you done with the Enigma?
I mean, the things they said that threatened, like, threaten everything. And if they're the same as everyone else, and if we don't side with them, then we're their enemies. And I mean, it's just
Did we
they're
expect this?
horrible people, and they want to sacrifice everything to this devil. And
At least the money can't be used in harmful ways in the city. This is
I mean,
gone.
it's
That's the only good thing I can think of.
gone to it.
Pure
one of the-
evil, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't really like it either. Gotta be honest.
They do have a point though.
I mean, they don't even have anyone in the house. I mean, I can't see why I would side with them if I was going to side with anyone, but just I can't imagine that anyone else would make any. They would be making the same threats.
Millicent's right, they're out of the game, so their kids ran past us. I'm armed to the teeth.
I'm wearing.
I could have just
This.
pulled the gun out, bam, bam, over here. They're kids.
I'm holding up the necklace.
Oh yeah, that's it, look at that. As they ran outside, you could have just thrown one of them. They said they'd torch the place, blaze the place down, but if you're the Bragendeath, you post some assassins outside this house, take them out with a crossbow, what are you going to do? They're going to come marching down to the dockwards and try to fight off an army
I
of
don't think
drow.
they would do themselves. I mean, I get
Well,
the
no,
impression-
but through whatever
Yeah.
network they have.
But I mean,
But that is their shield. Their shield is precisely that. If you,
I could have killed them today.
Listen,
what do you
Jim.
think would happen to your mother?
I could have killed their parents.
What do you-
I killed the children. That's the thing. They mentioned that they would do that, and
But that's natural. What if someone killed your mother? Wouldn't you
right,
take
so
revenge?
we're if we say we go with those people, then
No,
we're
I
the
don't think we
enemies
go
of
with
I'm
everyone
not
else.
saying I'm not saying that. I'm just
But
saying
we're
their
choosing
reaction
side.
is
maybe
natural.
we should report this.
If we don't side with them,
Yeah.
we're their enemies.
If we
So they
report
get it.
this now, they're going to act as if we've betrayed them
There is
just the same.
reporting this to whom they own have the
I
city
need to
watch and the
tell Greyhounds about this. Maybe they might say that it's a good idea to go with them.
they're right about one thing. And you're right about what you said, if we're still going to be involved in the Enigma, unless we're walking out and trying to disentangle ourselves from the whole situation, but if we're still going to be involved in the Enigma, we might need to side with a bigger player. 5,000 gold and some kind of muscle behind is not the worst thing.
I mean,
It's the first offer you had.
Sorry?
It's the first offer you've had.
Well, my guess is that my previous organization would not have the same largesse.
I mean, at least they have knowledge of the Grolans. Like they've been watching, they've been doing the research. They say they're going to give you muscle or whatever, but they don't know anything about what's going on. They seem to know some little things about each of us, but they didn't know as much as every other player in there.
well, no, they didn't tell us what they knew.
But they
They're not going to
didn't
give
have-
us everything for free before we sign a blood
They didn't have
contract.
people outside the Grolans.
but equally,
That they let
if,
us know about.
if someone makes a move
Because-
against them, they're gonna burn the dock wall down or whatever they're threatening to do. But if they make an obvious move against someone else, then the equal will happen. That's why they want us as an expendable element that they can throw at someone, hope that we can solve the problem for us, and that worst case scenario they pick up the pieces and claim the rewards at the end when everyone else is dead and the dust settles.
The iron fist on the outside of their velvet glove, as it were.
Yeah, exactly. They're not like these illegal organizations. They can post sentries outside a house.
So
I mean, I'm not saying we should
assume-
side with them. I just understand where they're coming from.
I assume you're still planning to move on to province.
Well, I don't know if we're still involved in this enigma. We have to do something about it. Otherwise, we'll lose sight of where that stone is. Someone will take it out of
We
the
need at
center
least
of the.
one piece to have any control.
That's it. And it's not like Millie said, we get a hold of all the other pieces and wait out the Castellantas.
Yes, but
Time
they
frame.
have threatened the city to burn the city down. So
Oh yeah, but what are they going to do? I mean,
burn the city down.
at,
That threat's always going to be
Kill
there.
the people
If
that
we
care
we
about
can't just ignore it.
So
there's all that
what
stuff.
should we do? Do you want to hit the grill hands tonight then?
Look, I'm just going to say this. No one is above
We have
taking
to
out the
suffer.
people that we care about. People know who we are and where we live. You don't think that the Bragandeth, Xanatars, Zentrum, all of them, any of them, could kill everybody you care about. You talk about it's getting too big, you're already too involved in it. People are going to come after you for every bit of information you know now at this stage, and they're going to come at you from every way possible. You don't get to choose to be done.
That's never going away.
No, it's not. So we
I-
can't assume that it's
I'll
only
leave.
the Castellantas.
I can leave.
You
What is it?
can, but can you bring every connection you have with you?
Can you bring your family? Can you bring your friends? Can you bring?
I've
What
done
about
it before
The
and I'll
three
do it again.
kids.
You've what left?
I've left.
Everybody at the Temple of Timora, you're going to take them with you.
I don't need to. There'll be another temple. There was another temple this time. It's,
What happened before that?
I mean, there's nothing like this. This is so much worse, I think.
There's a big city, one of the main cities. I mean, the repercussions of this will reach God knows where. If we let it all go to ruin.
I have a crazy plan. What about if we organise some kind of event where each person with a piece brings their best warrior to fight, and then the winner gets all the pieces?
No one would agree to that.
Right.
That's mad.
We can talk about plans after we convince Millie to stay with us.
Are you leaving?
I can't do this.
You need to just have a moment to yourself. Go to the magical
I thought this morning was rough.
place. Your
It
superiors.
is rough.
You need to go to superiors. Fresh. Get their insight. Tell them what you know now. Let them guide you if you can't guide yourself in this moment.
What about the ghosts? You leave before we fix up the manor.
There'll be more ghosts, I guess.
About the children?
The best thing I can do is get away, I guess. I don't think I can protect them. The children are just another thing that us being part of this, we're endangering them.
So what you're saying is you're not even going to try. You're just going to give up.
It's the only thing that makes sense.
No, it doesn't.
Like, Jake's already had to kill someone because of us.
No,
Well, he
he
didn't.
lied about being a.
Yeah,
It was,
I actually killed the guy. Not.
it was Squidly that stabbed him.
You still
Right.
a little bit.
I know it doesn't.
But I mean, it's not exactly like the city is, and the world's not like that for anyone anyway. There's no amazing place where everyone lives in peace and happiness. Wherever you go, there's going to be evil. You have to stand up and fight it.
What would you do if you could solve this problem? What would be the
I
good
would-
outcome?
Take one of these things and I would hide it. If the money's gone, no one can get it ever, then that's enough.
But you'll leave a trail.
If it's, I can leave a trail, it's something they can never find. If they can never find this thing, that's what I would do. But it's not something I can do.
Unless you can destroy it, but I mean,
Need to get.
But wouldn't the
things
problem
first.
still persist? Wouldn't there be the Growlhounds and the Centurions and the Bragandeth
I'll
and
after something that no longer exists.
but then the violence continues to no end. If they can't get their hands
For
on it,
what purpose?
they try and try and try.
How? Like, there's nothing for them to try for. It's gone.
Well, we know that Manchun wants to get control of the city. Perhaps the gold is an instrument to get there.
The Castellantas literally just said they will eradicate pretty much all the money We could just throw our share in there as well.
Giving it to the greatest evil.
It was out to this.
I mean, it's not. Their children are cursed by him.
What's Asmodean going to do with gold?
I don't know. Surely something much worse than anyone here could do.
What if?
He'd rather the souls. He just gave them and
Make a
figured
religion check.
What do
And you too.
what
You
do
two make a religion check.
what do devils? Could I make
Do
a what do
with-
devils do with gold check?
Yes, you can.
It's 13.
12.
It's also a religion
Can
check.
I just
for
roll
you.
the dice anyway, so I feel like not
Yeah.
left out?
Well, no, it would be incredibly unlikely for you to.
12.
Can
12?
you do that? 13.
13,
8.
8. So, you know, not enough, but you think you both heard in books or part of your studies, about Millie and Niall, that there is a thing called soul coins that are used in the Nine Hells,
Put them in your
and that's the only connection you can imagine.
right.
Medicine. There is a third way, which is also perhaps difficult to stomach. But just like I am by hook or by crook playing two ways with my previous organization, and Silas wanted to do the same with Xanatars, we could aim for the same with the Castellanters, with the aim of not giving the gold to the devil Asmodeus, and just to put it to a better use, if that's what you aspire to.
We'd be tied into a
blood contract.
Is there any way to break a blood contract?
Yeah, how do they work?
What is the blood contract, sorry?
I mean, do you remember when we went to see Grinder?
Yeah.
It was effectively that. It's a hold. I mean, vague sparks of doing them before. But it's just a hold that people have on you. Kind of like, not like a compulsion, but if you don't oblige this blood contract, bad things will happen to you. They have, in the same way that this curse has a hold on their children, this blood contract will have a hold on you. You are obligated not through your word, not through any sense of duty or honour, but through magical forces, ties.
Well, that sounds really dark.
Yeah, they're not something to be taken lightly. Which is why, as enticing as their offer sounds, motives aside, money is a nice thing to have, security, protection, allies. Rushing into something like this without the thoughts that Millie's having, these considerations, is the work of a fool. We need to. What I said in there isn't some deception that this is hot water that we're putting ourselves into. Millie's right. We are 5 near enough strangers, for the best part of it, that have embroiled ourselves in something far bigger than we deserve to be embroiled in, and that have made a name for ourselves with some of the biggest, evilest, most notorious people out there. Xanathar, the ruler of a network so far-reaching that is beyond our comprehension, knows who we are. Zentarim knew who we are by face alone. The Castellanters, the biggest noble family, have called us to their house to ply us with wine and ask for our assistance.
Speaking of that one.
Help yourself. We aren't in a position to fuck around.
I think we're in exactly the position to fuck around.
No, we're not. Millicent's right. At any point in time, everything we know could be pulled away from us.
Well, the other side of it is, though, that all these people are interested in us because we're one of the few, well, seems the only real elements in the sea that isn't really connected to one of these things that's currently vying for power, and we're inflicting damage, whatever scale of it, and causing upset, and they believe that bringing us on side is going to tip the balance of power in their favour.
You know what we are to them? We're information. And they know we have information,
Yeah.
and if we are on the side of them, that information does not go to someone else. They don't think we're tough, strong heroes that are going to assist them. All we are is a leak that will be plugged either with wine and money or the knife. We're not the heroes in this story coming to save it. We are fools who have walked into something bigger than we expected.
Well, I think it's a choice to believe things differently then.
Well, if the result is only kids who are not dead, it's not that bad. It's not like they're using that money to. I mean, the Castellantas will they're finished after this. If they sacrifice all that money.
I hope that that's true, but we don't know the extent of the deal that they've made with Asmodeus, and we don't know what this ritual they're going to perform is. In the same way that we know Manshoon wants to take over the city, sounds like a bad thing. What if he's great? What if he's better than the Masked Lords? We don't know what the Brageneth are doing, and all we know that Xanathar's doing has gone crazy. It's hard to pit things against each other at this point in time.
So where are you thinking of running away to? I might join you at this rate, it's getting a bit dark.
We all quit the campaign.
I like Cholt when all it was people that had died.
And that has been for the weave, guys.
Chicken and out. The power of
We just unweaved ourselves.
it's all meshed in the.
I put the poignant music and everything.
Yes. That's good.
Well, I need to report this to the Blackstaff.
You do it at the risk of all of us.
No.
Well, no, I'm with him.
What's the risk?
I mean, at the end of the day, there's people in charge here that have been put in positions of power for a reason, to try and help and try and maintain order. And
May I remind you I'm on probation. I need to be good.
he's on
I need to
probation
be a
as well.
very good
yes.
boy.
But I know that that's not something you two are used to, perhaps.
I've worked within organisations that have a hierarchy.
But their aims weren't. I mean, I suppose all organisations to some level have their own interest at heart, but I believe that the ones that we're involved in at the moment have a sense of good.
Yeah, I hope you're right. But
We need to
Mike,
ask.
what are you gonna tell them about tonight?
Yes. I need to do some research. I need to find out what
What are we?
Asmodean could possibly do with gold.
I need to.
What are
Soul
we doing about
coins.
tonight, if anything?
I think. Well, I need to go and seek some guidance on where we should go from here. I don't really know.
We need to find out if we can break a contract, even if it's very, very difficult.
If you could even help those poor children,
It's nice to have an option.
I mean, they have fight.
Again, with all due respect, my friend. If the Castellanters.
You said my friend.
Pulls out the knife that he gave you.
Okay, the reveal is finally here. Give me your cactus sheet. This is the real one.
If the Castellanters, with all the wealth and power, have not been able to find an alternative solution for the kids' survival, you're not going to find it out in the space of an afternoon if you
What if-
by asking your unicorn druid person. I'm
What
sorry.
What if they haven't thought of an obvious option because it's not something they would consider? Like, what if they could take the place of their children?
I imagine they must have thought of something like that, but you're
but-
welcome to try and
They
ask,
seem like the sort of people that would be beyond. I mean, even however much they probably love their children, I think they love
I
themselves.
don't think when it comes to
and
a
their power
contract
more.
with the devil, whether that's their choice or not, to be
Well,
honest with you.
well, we could go and have a word with the
maybe
cultists. I'm
Yeah.
sure.
it's friendly words.
Just
Friendly
to bring
words.
this back, Millicent, you know, we're coming back to the home that we share. What are you gonna do? Is that home you're gonna stay in with us for the...
I wouldn't be safe there. I can't stay affiliated, I guess. I don't know, I haven't thought it all through, but I know that this is not what I wanted. I was so excited when I started as like an adventurer. I was gonna help people and like travel and solve problems. I'm just a murderer.
I mean, I don't think anyone here really likes killing, but
Whenever you fought, has been in self-defense.
So many of those people didn't need to die.
It's mostly
Strongly believe.
their fault in that regard. And, you know, our latest attack, it was from their information. We went in blind. Right, you didn't know what was what.
I
And
mean,
they did say they would kill us.
it doesn't matter. I was going along with it. I thought maybe things are gonna get better, and maybe I would do what I was trying to do, but now my family's in danger.
You left somewhere before, you said, and you
Never-
leave now. What's to say that the next place you go to doesn't get worse? Or the next place you go to? This thing follows you around.
I don't live like this again. This is it's what I wanted, but I can't do that.
Well, maybe we can fix it.
The Castellaners were pretty clear about my options, that it was either we help them or I'm their enemy, and they were very clear about what
But you
being
know
their
that's the
enemy
same
was.
with everybody, right?
Exactly, there's no winning this. I can fight as much as does everyone else, but
There's always good guys, many.
I can't protect the people in the city. The people,
That doesn't fall on you to do it.
it does, because it's my fault I became involved in this.
Well, I mean, it's Volo's fault if you want to go that far down. He involved you in this.
Look, we will never be able to protect everyone, but we can make it easier to protect people.
That hasn't been the case. Everything's gotten worse. Everything has become harder.
It's gonna
as
get
time
worse
goes on.
before it gets better, Millie. This is how
I
these
can't
things work.
I can't do that. I can't have it worse. This is as bad as it can get for me, and
You know? No, you keep going.
I can't. Just can't do any more of this.
This exists with or without you. This has gone on. You know, this was my life before. Geth's involvement in things like this in other parts of the world. Whether you stay or not, these people still exist. The damage that's going to be done to this city is still going to be done. You walk away from that, all you're doing is washing your hands of the involvement. It doesn't stop it from happening. It just means you don't have to acknowledge it. And that's fine if you want to be that, you know, naive and that safe. But
Yeah.
you hanging up your hat doesn't mean it doesn't happen.
That's not the Millie I know. No
It
way,
doesn't-
Jose.
It doesn't happen to my family.
No,
that's-
but it happens to someone else's.
yeah, what about other people?
What about us, Millie?
Someone else who gets involved in this.
Preservation
walk
of your
away-
family above all costs, that makes you no different to the Castellaners. Innocent people are still going to get hurt.
Millie, I understand that you come from a different background than we do, and that you're perhaps less used to this type of violence, but I think you, by far and away, you're the most powerful of all of us. You've done things that we wouldn't dream of doing, and you're the one who's able to change things for good.
So I couldn't dream of doing the murder and stuff like that. You know,
No,
it's,
no, no.
it's through all our minds, I'm sure.
So if someone's gonna help the city, someone's gonna help Niall clean the city, it's gonna be you. It's not gonna be us.
You've saved us already, Millie.
I can help you tonight with the roll-ins if we're going for them, but I can't promise I can keep helping.
How about we try less killing for a little while? Would that be good? We do less killing.
Okay.
We just knock people out. Leave them that way.
Oh, mate, sorry.
Maybe move
Some
them somewhere
guns to
else.
stun.
Stun blasters.
Classic movie trope, so we had this conversation, it cuts to like 2 hours later, everything's on fire. The whole city.
We tried, Millie! We tried!
Sorry for breaking the moment.
I mean, we should try aim for higher standards.
I don't,
Playing
Don't
for
you
the
think?
leg,
I think you're right, but that... I mean, I don't want to pull you back into it and point things at you, but this morning you said that didn't feel right. Wholeheartedly, I said to you when you opted to off the guy upstairs, you know, that wasn't something that you should have been doing. That man, when we went in, you know, the first guy I killed, okay, he had to die. That was a show of power. The second guy, we tried to get surrender. Like you say, we knocked
Kind of
him
sounded
out.
like the way you just said it. Kind of sounded like he didn't need to die, but
Well, you know, there's method in the madness. And then you opted to go and,
there's other ways to show power.
you know, do the dirty on him.
Someone was gonna do it.
Someone was, but that person doesn't have to be you. You can abstain
I
from these
had
kind
to
of
take
things.
responsibility for my actions, and I thought these things were monsters, but they were people, and I was wrong, and I realized that it was a mistake.
They can be people, but they were still monsters.
What do you believe in? Do you believe in people being able to live their lives in peace around here in the city?
I mean, I believe in whatever happens, happens.
But do you believe in the right that everyone, I mean, just the people living in different parts of the city, they can go by their day without having to be under a threat of something breaking out or someone having a...
Sure.
Well, would you not fight to protect them? To have them to have that right?
I thought I did.
Well, you have been. I mean, that's what you've been doing.
I was, but it's not.
If you give up on that, you give up on their right to have that freedom. You're just going to allow all these corrupt organisations...
There are so many people in the city. There's
Well,
no
then
reason that it should be on me for this.
No, there isn't. But do you not think that given your, as Geth has said, your immense powers that you control,
I don't control
Fortune.
these powers.
okay, well, that inhabit you, the fortune that it was that we would all be together, you're guided by something, you know that. Timora, as you've mentioned many times, watches, you know, and influences you. You would not be here if it weren't for her. Do you not feel that if your position was, and I'm not a man of faith, you know, I haven't made that very clear, but everyone is guided by something, and your powers are stemmed from somewhere, just like Narwithens and Genhorns is. If you were going off a path that your life didn't agree with, would you not be stripped of those powers and that right and shown clear signs that this is, you know, not a life worth living?
I'm ready for a sign to say that I should stay, but it's not coming.
no, they're never that obvious unless it's a lightning bolt straight to the heart. Most of the time, they're very subtle.
Well, that one
Millie,
can be taken either way.
yes. Millie, I've been in
Yeah, we
war.
did know I was there to save your life.
I've seen war, and this happens more often than you think. People realise they're just killing other people and they're not really bad, but the circumstances, you know how it is.
I'm just trying to speculate a future. And
Millie, what's your purpose? That's what you need to think about. What's your purpose?
I don't know.
Because running away is not going to find it.
It might. If this is my purpose, then running away has found this one, so...
You've got me there, but
Listen,
but
if you want to leave, I'm not going to stop you. This isn't a life for everyone. And to be honest with you, you know, if I could untangle myself from it all,
Yeah.
I would do so in a heartbeat. You know, I had a job and a life, and I'd got out of it all before. Lucky to have my skin still on my body. But you know, by hook or by crook, like you said, we're involved. If you wanna make a struggle to try and break free of the net, distance yourself from it, take those you love with you, I wish you all the best, and I hope, with every ounce of strength I can spare, that they don't come after your family, and we will do everything we can to prevent that from happening. But you're a huge asset to this, I hate to call us a team, but you know, whatever we are, ragtag group of mixed up
Like a family.
ruffians.
this is the best team
I don't like that word
I've
because
never had. You're a big part of it, Millie.
Although Salas and I have shown ourselves to be ruthless, you should know that my faith leads me to protect those who cannot be protected and those who have the least. So if you do go astray, I will protect you and your family. And I'll do all I can.
I mean,
So, I mean, it's. I'm understanding that you don't want me to stay. And if you can think of a way in which that can work for me, if I can come up with some reason to stay, then I can, but
It's not worth it. The thing's already gone. It's gone by.
Let's not wreck the set.
I don't even know how that works. I don't know how Windows works.
So what do you mean? A way for you to what?
I mean, I don't see a future. I can't see a way for me to stay. I can't see an option for me, but if I can think of one, then maybe then that's something I can stay and I can keep doing that.
Oh, you get thinking.
Well, sometimes.
Think away.
Sometimes you just need things to blow over. Perhaps after this is all done, you'll be able to see more clearly.
So this is all done like I signed the contract with the Castellantes?
No, I don't mean that. I mean this whole business with the eyes and the enigma and all.
That's even further down the line, so it's gonna get much worse.
well,
It'll get much worse without us, that's for sure.
yeah, we don't know that it's going to get much worse. We don't know what's going to happen day to day. I'd like to think that we've seen everyone's hands now. You know, no more hidden surprises, but you can never be sure. None of us can give you that assurance. But, it's different for everyone. It's
You need to go away and just have a proper think, Millie. Speak to your superior, or Corey, or whatever her name was. She'll help you.
I don't know. I think
You
do
could
what's right for you.
You could come with me to the Black Staff as well, and the more you hear from this point on, the better.
Sure.
You flipped. You said you needed a sign. You flipped that coin into the hand of your god. It felt right in its palm.
It did.
Was it heads or tails?
I don't know, it's too high up to see, right?
You couldn't see.
Maybe you should go check.
I'll think about it.
Well, I'll be here. Is that a house?
Yeah.
The carriage arrives. It took a bit of a detour so you could have the talk. It took the long sightseeing.
He arrived. How much of that did you hear? He arrived 20 minutes early and he's like, no, it doesn't feel right. Let's go back here. They are not
Sad
ready.
music still playing.
This guy's a professional.
These guys are not ready. I'm just gonna go around the house for 20 more minutes. All right. So yeah, leaves, and as you staying there, or you go back with the carriage is going all the way back
I'm
to
gonna
the.
go back in the carriage.
No?
But I guess if everyone's going, you're just staying at the thing. If
I'm gonna
not
stay in the
doing it
house.
right now.
Y-
Then
You're going to the house? No, I mean because the carriage is going. If you want to go to the temple, the carriage is going all the way to the Castellantes, which is very close to the temple.
yeah, but I don't want to take charity from these people.
Okay, cool. The carriage leaves.
So I mean, what do you guys?
You want to hug Millie? I know a face that needs a hug. Come on.
Is this,
Kneel
is this
down.
one of those group
Come on.
hugs?
No, just me.
We're
and Millie.
in the middle of the street. This is-
So?
That's a bit awkward.
Why?
I mean, we should hug now because this is just weird. He's kneeling.
Come on, everyone, come on, everyone.
I'll pick Willie up in that case then.
Okay.
Come on, everyone, squeeze her tight.
Go on.
Biggest hug.
The hug, again
go around.
coming from above, kind of like a downwards hug. The children come out of the house and are just looking at you, and Sophie with the cat.
Come on, kids.
Go on,
Come on, get the hug. Group hug.
We're not sure when to do that.
Come on.
Okay.
Everyone's welcome, except Alganese.
Elgin, stay in the basement.
No one's hanging up there.
There's nothing going
Sophie's
on.
Everyone's
staying.
separate.
Sophie's staying with the cat, a bit like freaked out. Like no, that's too close for comfort. And I'm staying a bit away. You have a big hug with the cats. With the
One
the
for
cats
hug.
with the kids.
How successful was the hug?
15 hug.
Roll your charisma.
No. Ooh, with charisma, that's my biggest roll of the night, which is 18 hug. Oh, that is my biggest roll of the night.
Yeah, that's a pretty
Mine,
good hug.
mine was very hesitant.
I rolled 19 insight.
That's the best
Was
roll.
it sincere?
I rolled deception, so mine.
15. I don't know how to roll that.
Mine was
18, yes.
only a 2 hug, so I missed everyone.
You just
Yeah.
I was hugging myself.
Yeah, that's it, because everyone is below you.
I'm over the heads.
This is how you hug.
I just said the silent image of myself.
There is
Hugging
one
up.
of your neighbors walks past with a basket full of fruit and looking at you all hugging outside the house. Free hugs. He just keeps
To
walking.
get the fire started.
Yes. One day it's a fireball, another day it's a hug.
Right.
What time are we finishing, by the way?
Uh,
Now or 9?
It's 8. We started at 3. We started a bit earlier than usual. So depends on what you wanna do. So definitely not go to the programs. Probably not enough time for that now. If you want to get involved. But if there is anything else that you wanna kind of close, so before next session, so maybe next session starts at a good.
I don't think I got anything.
Do you want to go to the black?
You mean it?
You have.
I want to see the coin.
You wanna see the coin? Okay. Almost with an impulse that you cannot resist, whomever of the two is pulling you towards the temple, you walk all the way there. It takes you about 25 minutes. As the sun starts to set, because you had your meeting at 4, then all the way back. So it's like 5:30 or almost 6. By the time you make it back to the temple, the sun has set at this point and the activity has reduced. There are still some people there that are kind of, as they go past the temple, they rub like the knee of a statue for luck and that kind of thing. And you walk inside and there is the fountain dominating the scene and the statue of Timora, very small, in the middle of the fountain. So you need to go in the fountain and get your feet wet in order to get there.
Go for it. Just gonna wade into.
Okay. And Acolyte kind of like make a gesture to stop. Millicent. And as you go there, the coin's still there. Lots of coin all around the feet of the statue, but your one coin that fell perfectly in the hand. And it reads Tails.
Okay. Just gonna sit in the water for a bit.
Okay. You sit down in the water. It is warm. Not a sound for a moment. The Acolyte seems to understand that you need a moment there and leaves. And there is silence. There's no one around you. And no one answers your thoughts for the time being. The moment passes and you feel you start getting cold. The warmth, almost magical nature of the water around you starts to leave, and as the clothes become damp with really cold water in winter, and you start kind of like shaking, trembling a bit. There is no sense of presence by the figures that have kept you, but no sense of abandonment. There is a sense of
fate and choice. You get the feeling it's not up to them.
Right. How high is the hand?
How high?
No, I can't reach. No.
Yeah, it is like a statue this big. So the hand is almost the size of a coin.
I'm gonna just take the coin.
Mhm.
I'm just gonna walk.
Okay. You walk away. As you walk away, there's one last acolyte that is kind of like taking a look at you with a strange look and lets you go. Where are you going?
I'm going back to. Where am I going?
Probably to jail now that you're still in
See what is there.
I took the coin, did you?
I'm gonna go to my mum's house.
Okay. So you turn around, walk all the way to your mother's house, which is in that little.
It's close by.
Yeah, it's very close by. It's in that little road alley on Grindall's Way.
But I expect to play that out.
Yeah. As you get there, you see one of the caretakers of the temple pushing a wheelchair. She's about to get home. And you kind of like reach over, and the caretaker smiles at you, and your mother is there. She has a small like wicker basket with a few souls kind of like lined up for working.
Soul coins.
Yeah, that's good.
Souls. And the moment she sees you, she smiles at you. Ah, Millicent, how have you been? It's been more than a 10-day. How are you?
I'm okay, I think.
Okay. Oh, you should come inside. I'll prepare some tea. Well, she will. Yes, it's so cold outside. Come inside. Come inside. The caretaker kind of like pushes her inside, and starts preparing some tea while you sit. She puts the basket down. I have to fix those souls for. So much work they sent me these days. I wanted to keep working, but they are starting to all see how good I am, and now they send me too much more work than what I really want to do. I would like to just have something to distract myself with. Anyway, how have you been?
I'm fine, I guess. I was just wondering if I could stay here for a bit.
Stay here? Well, of course, but I thought you were off on an important mission. Although I always thought about that. They were putting your life in danger unnecessarily. There's Timora people just because you came back. They thought you were immortal.
Yeah, I don't think that's the case.
Yeah, I know. I don't think that's the case. I think you were brought back because there was something in you, but they want too much from you. You're gonna stay there.
Just for a while, I think.
Oh, that's wonderful then. That's wonderful. You can help me. Or if you don't want to help me, you can take me for walks.
No, that would be great. And I pull out from my bag the purple rocking horse I got,
Okay.
and I give that to her.
Oh, that's nice. What is this?
I got it for you. It's if you say a word, which I wrote down, I can't remember what it is. it lights up.
So she puts it down and says the word and goes, and there's this like faint purple, like very warm light. Oh, that's very nice. It's magical, like you.
I know you like horses, so.
Yes. Yes. What do you think of Waterdeep, dear? I've been thinking. Maybe we should go back.
Do you think it's safe?
I don't know. But it's been some time now.
I don't think it's safe here.
Wait. Are you in trouble?
I don't know. Not yet.
Well, I'll do whatever you decide. If you want to stay, I'm fine.
If you want us to go somewhere else, I'm also fine. But you're gonna stay here with us now, so that's good.
Yeah, well, we can think about it.
Okay. What does she say? You always call her your friend, Tamora.
She's not saying anything. She's quiet.
What do you think that is?
I don't know. I think this is for me.
Okay. Well, isn't it good if your strings aren't being pulled and it's your choice in your hands?
I guess so. I mean, I'm not used to it. I've never really had to feel like I had to make choices. Everything just worked out before, and it's become difficult now. So,
Oh, it's a learning experience, isn't it? Having to make choices. Well, I'm glad your choice is to come home with Mama. We can work it out from there. Where's that tea? And the woman comes with the tea, the caretaker. And we pull back from the house as the shutters are closed. Starts snowing like a bit outside. The warmth of the fireplace, and they start pouring tea and having a nice night there with your mother. And then we fade to the blocks for tonight's session of the view.
Some OOCs.
It was quite funny. It was quite an emotional moment, and then he came with that voice at the end.
You can stay with Mama.
Shit.
Sometimes it all blends.
She's a fucking hag. She's a hag.
We're gonna be in the stew. It all blends into each other. Like,
Just what did happen
High
to the hag
sports.
troll style?
now we know.
alright, well, anyway, episode 17th of the week.
17th, wow.
That was it. Yeah, it's been a while. It's been like almost 4 months. See you soon.
Is that the
Next